Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh, joined always by my co-hosts, Vargas and Jang. Today, we are commemorating our 300th episode of the podcast with a special Weekly DLC Direct. We have a few brief announcements to make before we start the show. But before that, we'd like to thank all of our fans for supporting us thus far and continuing to support us. Now, without any further ado, we'll be getting into some of those announcements, and we hope you enjoy. Snap.
We are excited to announce our new intro song, created by Eric Handrian. A word from our sponsors. We are partnering with Internet Sensation. Here comes the nerd. Coming soon. Thank you for everything. We're excited for all these new ventures and more surprises to come.
Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly DLC. If you're not familiar with us, we come to you each and every week to podcasting services of your choice. I'm one of your hosts, Krosh, and always one of my co-hosts, Danny Vargas.
Skibidi bum bum bum.
And Danny Jang.
Oh yeah.
And, this is episode 300. We hope you enjoyed that little weekly DLC direct with a few upcoming announcements, collabs. We'll dive into some of those, I guess, a little bit more in today's episode. But those were some fun new things we have in the works. And yeah, today's going to be a bit of a celebration, a bit of a commemoration. 300 episodes, going live all the time. What we do? No, other way. His is too far now, though. Unless you wanted more soda. It was going towards the soda. We got to get all our soda sponsorships in. But yeah, this is episode 300. You can check us out on podcasting services pretty much on every podcasting service that's out there on Mondays. And if you're not familiar with that either, let me pull this up. I had to change our setup a little bit. But for those of you checking us out now live, we're on stream at twitch.tv/theweeklydlc, and we like to post our videos after on YouTube. So if you ever want to check us out in video, see the wonderful little skit we just put together, it'll be up on YouTube shortly, and on all our socials. But we're streaming live. You can join in the chat, in the conversation, the discussion, or just to join and have some fun with us. We're always welcoming that. So hit the follow button. You'll check us out there. And I think that's all the stuff. Like I said, today's topic is normally we each bring a topic to the table, video game, pop culture, movie, whatever related. But today we're to celebrate the 300, we're going to be a little bit more retrospective, a little bit reflective, nostalgic.
Big old 300.
Big old 300. How long? Since 2017?
2001, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And imagine if we were still outside recording right now with the tsunami that we're
We'd just have one big, what is it called? The raincoat things?
Yeah. By the pool.
Covering everything.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing one big old topic, just kind of going over some of that stuff, our hopes, our stuff looking in the past and everything else. And yeah, so before we do that, though, we always do a little bit of a catch-up on what we've been up to since past week, just to hear any fun shenanigans everyone's been up to. Samus has joined us at the table here as well. I should just have a cat cam, just on that spot.
Samus doing the Batman pose over here, just staring at the...
Cowling.
Staring down at the city.
Yeah. But yeah, Vargas, take it away. What have you been up to this week?
So I watched not all, but some Jujutsu Kaisen.
The show?
Yeah, but I don't...
Is it the first time you've
Did
watched
you watch
it?
the intro though?
It's
Like-
so this time I watched the first one. I didn't catch any references, but again,
That one doesn't
I'm
have.
really bad at that too. So, I think it's because I just watched Chainsaw Man that I feel like this one isn't up to snuff so far. I think
It's
I'm
different.
I'm on episode 8. Like I currently need to watch 8, but like it's all leading up to like I think it's showing that I think his name is like Goju.
Goji
Goji
or Gojo?
yeah,
The white
Gojo.
hair?
Yeah, the white hair with like the
Yeah,
he's just normally
everyone
blind.
loves him.
Yeah, because I mean his power seems interesting, but like he's only explained it and he shows some of it so far, but like I don't think he shows the true potential yet. And I know that people say like he is like the ultimate being, like any of the characters he could like any across different animes he could win and stuff like that.
Really? That's how he's been? Oh wow. I don't see that. He looks like
One
a
Punch Man is top tier.
Better, even better.
a Luffy.
But it's because of what his power is. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem.
I don't think it's a good. Having seen both, it wouldn't help it comparing. To
I know,
Chainsaw Man.
and like comparing sucks, but like
Because it's also very similar. Like I remember watching that the same time I watched Demon Slayer, and
Yeah.
they were very similar in that they're like we're hunting demons, obviously in different time periods, but it was kind of bothering me and distracting me thinking of the two in that vein. But
I wasn't thinking about it when I was watching it, but like as I finished, I compared them. But yeah, I think when obviously Jujutsu Kaisen came out, Chainsaw Man wasn't a thing yet, and people were just it was an amazing thing. But yeah, in comparison, I feel like for now I like Chainsaw, but we'll see once I'm complete. I think I should be able to like.
the movie I've heard is really good, because that was one of the anime films that came out last year, and it was one of the top like performing ones.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to find a game to pass the time. I don't think I found anything yet. I haven't.
Looking in your existing backlog, is there anything?
There's
Or
nothing.
do you
but
look outward? Do you look towards like?
so, like the thing is, I can play like single player games. It's fine, but like those are temporary things. Like once I finish, I'll move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But I think I'm trying to find something to replace essentially like my want to go back to World of Warcraft. But there's nothing that gets to
Ticket's
it,
still
dude.
open, yeah.
It's episode 300. Can you like pull some strings?
Nothing.
Come on, get the monkeys.
So the other deal that they sent. So the first deal was to buy the expansion, any of the tiers, and I get a free 30 days. Normally, only the most expensive tier comes with that. And then this one was like, hey, right now the deal for 6 months of paid advanced subscription comes with all these things. That's going away. So then that's the other thing that they want me to do. Now they want me to spend 6 months in
Get
advance.
the third deal ready. Yeah,
Yeah, phase 3.
let's get it ready.
Initiate.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stay strong.
Why?
I don't know. I think I'm going to...
Did you ever play 14? Final Fantasy 14?
Yes, but like not completely. I played up to like 50% of the game.
Okay.
But the thing is, there's certain games I don't want to. I want to stream again, but there's certain games I don't want to be like known for streaming, or like not known, but like I just don't want to stream them in general. So I think I'm gonna start with what is it called? The Metro series games.
The what?
Metro.
Oh, I just said
Oh,
Metro.
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 I think said Metroid as well.
Yeah.
It's like-
Metro 2033 or something like that. It's called.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have the first 2 complete editions, which is like the what do they call it? They called it something, but I have those complete series, and then I think right now on PlayStation I have a free version of the latest game, which is the train or whatever it's called.
I don't know.
Exodus.
Oh, okay.
Metro Exodus, yeah. So I think I'm gonna start streaming those, and then when Blue Protocol comes, which is like an anime style Genshin Impact game,
Just play Genshin Impact.
I thought of it, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
That sucked a lot of my money, and I'm afraid Blue Protocol is gonna do the same thing. But I might as well invest in Blue Protocol than Genshin.
Okay. Anything else? No.
Did I watch something? I watched Bullet Train again.
Oh, nice.
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Jang, what have you been up to?
Skibidi dup bup bup. Playing Final Fantasy 9 as per se, and then in the beginning of the game, there's this jump rope part, and I was
where you're
like,
stuck.
oh shit, let me see this, and then I was trying. I was like, man, this is kind of okay. 2 days so far, and I'm like comparing it to Hyper Light Drifter's Eternal Dash, which is the maddest. If anyone has seen me stream that, that's the maddest I ever got in a stream, and I was like, damn, it can't be harder than that. And then I can't get the timing of the hardest part of the section. So it's 7 minutes of nonstop hitting a button to a rhythm, and you can't look at it visually. It fucks you up visually. You sound, the music is not consistent.
Not on beat.
So there's two ways that people do it. They do it when the guy's hand raises up. That's when you hit X. But it's so fucking small, you can't see that. And so it really messes me up. And it doesn't make sense because you think X is to jump. No, X is to land. Or X, you hit X when he's at the height of his jump. So it doesn't, the game doesn't make sense. So I don't know how people do it visually. I don't do it visually. So I'm using his foot, his when he lands, that's when I hit X. There's leeway to this like, but dude, it was like really fucking me up because 200, like I was like, why can't I do this? And then I looked online. It's because there's input lag. I'm playing on a downloaded PlayStation 1 game on a PS3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it have trophies at the time?
So no, PS1 games do not have trophies, and so that trophy is hard to get, and people have used scripts, but the remastered version there is no input lag. But you had to do several. You had to turn off wireless, you had to connect a USB cable, and then you had to do it like that. But people have used scripts to pass it, and it's still a rare trophy.
So wait, there is a trophy for the remaster, though.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so why don't you go do it on that one?
I'm gonna do it on the remaster, and I'm gonna go back to. It's weird. This is a weird thing. I don't like the remaster. Okay, so Final Fantasy 7, 9, the remastered graphics I don't like. Like I like the old shitty looking polygons. Yeah. I don't know why. I prefer that.
Yeah.
But it's weird because for Final Fantasy 8's remastered, I think the remastered looks better. Then I prefer the sharpness than the shitty polygon, which it doesn't make sense. I should be equally hating on the remastered sharp polygons, but I like the shitty.
Oh god, yeah, this looks way sharper.
Yeah. So I prefer the shitty looking one than the sharp. But in 8, I preferred the better looking one.
You know what they should offer? They should offer like both like a remastered version, like the options.
The toggle.
Yeah, you can toggle it on and off.
But yeah, so it's probably easier on the
1,000 jumps.
It's probably easier on the and it's for nothing. I thought it said key item, so I'm like, oh, it's for something, and then I look at it, it's for nothing. This key item's for fucking nothing. It's for bragging rights. It's just that, and then I'm just like, to gamers in general,
fair,
like this is like
normally like a key item would be like to get like the ultimate of someone's weapon, but this one doesn't do anything.
This is to say like I fucking did it. This is harder than Blood Level 4. This is probably the hardest thing, only because I'm gonna have to do it on a normal setup, but. The input lag was fucking me up, dude. It was really like testing my patience.
You know what games should have is like they should have like at the end of the game or like close to the end of the game, you find like you get a house and you can decorate it. So like you get this trophy and you just just put it right on the little trophy thing right there.
Looking at how much time you've spent so far with the way you've been going about it, how do you anticipate changing to the less of the input lag and to the new setup? And
I don't know.
Do you think how many more like you said it took 2 days?
I don't know, man.
Maybe
And what's fucked up about it's not gonna take a month. What's fucked about the Eternal Dash Hyper Light Drifter one is it's more strenuous. It's more like if you don't get it within the first hour, your hand is fucking done.
It's testimonial.
And so I would just still keep on doing it for like 4 hours. Even first day couldn't get it. Second day, the third day I fucking got it. I was like,
I feel like this one would be because I didn't. This goes to 1,000.
yeah, but the Hyperlight Drifter is hard. It's a lot harder. It's way more. It's like this is
Wait.
more like
But does it? I know that 200 it increases. Does it increase again?
it increases one last time. So there's 4 different speeds.
I feel like if you hit a certain point, it'll like if you get to 500, you'll start.
And you know what's fucked up? I see. I'm blaming the input lag, but the music creeps up. Like, and you try to go with the time with the
Yeah.
music, and it's just no. And that's why when you saw me, you thought I was sleeping. I wasn't sleeping. It was easier to concentrate. It's weird. So I couldn't. I need to look at the number because I need to know when the speed increases happen. That wasn't working, so I had to close my eyes. But when I closed my eyes, I had to count. But counting fucked up because I had to concentrate on the input.
Yeah, you kept looking up.
Counting fucked up my inputs. So I was like, dude, there's no like the best way would be if there was a second person, like 20's coming out. Okay. Like then I could like just fully concentrate.
You have someone that can.
And yeah, people will come in chat and be like, damn, I can't get past 20. And some people will be like, man, I got up to 500. Like there was only one person that came in that said, I did it and it took me 3 days. And I was like, shit.
This is your last day.
No, that doesn't. The first 2 don't count. They don't count because the input lag. It's like I can't believe I played Dark Souls 1 Soul Level 1 with a broken ass controller. Holy shit!
Masochist.
I'm a masochist.
I think Game Overcast was talking to me, and he's like, "Why aren't you doing a jump rope stream?" And I'm like, "That's not my demographic." He's like, he was amazed. He's like, "I don't know where he finds he's speaking about you. He's like, I don't know where he finds these challenges. I've never heard of these challenges, and he somehow finds them and like seeks them out."
Yeah, we
were
it's
amazed.
gotten its
Yeah.
fangs on me. Once I found out it was people couldn't do it. That was like, I can.
Let me call Blizzard.
I can do this.
The monkeys.
Yeah, that's my monkey, dude.
What's your monkey?
Level 4, shield bash only. Yeah, so and Slay the Spire still chipping away. I busted out my Vita, and I've been playing.
PS Vita.
I've been playing Final Fantasy Tactics.
Ooh.
I'm thinking about hacking my PS Vita
Super easy.
because you don't even have to do anything
It's
anymore.
super
You can do it off of just the system itself. So
Oh, you download some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
then it just does it. Yeah, it's so easy.
Yeah, so enjoying. I'm actually playing the PSP version. So
Okay.
the story with that is I actually did everything like almost 100%. I didn't get Ultima, which is hard to get, but I got the. There's this fucking list, man. It's pissed me off. There's this list saying the hardest items to get in Final Fantasy games.
Okay.
Number 1 was this item that you get in. I don't know if you remember the unknown dungeon, the very last dungeon, and you had to get this item, and I got it. I'm like, second was the jump rope. I'm like, what the fuck? The item is in Tactics is so fucking easy. I'm like,
Damn.
you just gotta beat a boss and fucking land on a tile. Like this requires fucking skill, dude. This is 100 times harder. Holy shit. But-
Passion.
I know.
no, dude, that list pissed me off, dude. 'Cause Tactics is an easy. It's the reason why it's easy is because it's a broken game.
You know what you do?
It's a really
Make your own list.
well. It reminded me of a long time ago. I was supposed to make a YouTube series, which I never made. Was called it. The timing was pretty bad now. To Weapons of Mass Destruction.
Oh.
Yeah, but this was like before the Weapons of Mass Destruction. But it was a YouTube series based on overpowered weapons in games. So like Dead Space, the
BFG.
finger foam gun, and I would just
Okay.
showcase it. But the one for Tactics was Brawler Ninja. That class just makes that
wrecked.
one. It's a 2-hit. It's a 2-hit attack, but it one shots everything.
Well, Brawler had the ability to one of its single attacks would become a double attack, right, or something like that.
Well, Brawler is pretty much you have that monk ability of
Yeah.
dual wielding.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's just a ninja class.
Oh, okay,
But with
okay.
Faith at 99, and with that, you just destroy everything. Everything's a one shot. Yeah. But never made it. But I was like, fuck. I could have
So you're playing it now on the PSP?
made Vita.
On the Vita, the PSP version.
Yeah.
How does it feel going back to that? Because you've been playing a lot of Switch handheld, like going to the Vita handheld, does that feel?
The Vita's a nice system. It's just it has no games, man. Holy shit. That shit is a glorified PS1 emulator.
Yeah.
Well, it's just glorified emulator now.
Yeah.
Like that's when I hacked it. It was just. By the way, this whole time they just finished the 1,000 jumps. Like
Yeah,
I
it takes
just
7.
restarted.
It takes 7 minutes. Yeah.
Can you screen record off of the Vita?
No.
Not directly. Like I think you have to do some jerry rigging.
Which is crazy because I remember a long time ago, when they were selling a Vita and there was a Sony rep and he was showcasing a Vita. I had a Vita at the time, and I opened the top part. I was like, "Do you know what this port's for?" He had no clue. Later found out it was supposed to be an output for HDMI that they never implemented. It was like, man, I
They
know
just
more.
put it in.
He's like, oh, I didn't even know there was a port. I'm like, man, I work for Sony. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah,
Just stick to one thing. You're like already thinking of other ideas. Just stick to one thing.
yeah. Or I mean, if the idea doesn't work out, just move to the next one. But I plan on beating Final Fantasy 9. Like,
Okay.
I want to do the story.
After you do
But
this.
you're on Jump Rope right now.
Well, no. Well, I'm gonna tonight. I'm gonna actually do the story, and then I'm gonna because I don't have a long enough cable to do that, but I bought a cable for tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna once I do that for the remastered, that platinum will come another day. But and I'm just gonna play Final Fantasy 9. But
Okay.
yeah, it's apparently a lot of people who come in, it's their favorite Final Fantasy. I was like, I know it's the guy who made Final Fantasy. That's his favorite Final Fantasy. And I was like, I know it's good. I just gotta play it and I gotta beat it. And yeah, after the jump rope, no more like this shenanigan. Just straight
He
through the
says
story.
I know.
But I want to play Xenogears too. Like I've been
Oh.
watching a lot of TikTok and they've been recommending Xenogears. And I
Okay.
was like, that's on the list too.
Cool. I remember one of the days someone rated you, and there was a couple of folks giving their rankings for
Final Fantasy.
FF games. Yeah.
And,
What was most of their number ones?
Well, one person said 9, and then 6 was second. I forgot what the other guys.
7 probably.
No, I think some of them were saying like 7 is not their favorite, but one of their
Yeah.
top. But they had 6 and 9, and some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Nothing past 10.
Oh no, it's
Like-
the guy that liked 9. Second was Tactics, and then he said
A man of
6.
taste.
Yes. And
So they went up to 10?
No, I'm just saying they were considering all. I'm just saying none of them said anything that went they had ranges
Oh,
of
okay,
favorites.
okay.
No one mentioned anything past 9.
I'm gonna get a 3DS capture card very soon.
Wait, don't you have a 3DS with a capture card?
No, he has a camera. You should do that.
Dude, I like the people on TikTok that use a mirror for their fucking. They record with there's a camera.
There's an
recording,
audience for the
and then there's a
jankiness.
mirror. Yeah, I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm like that with cosplay. I'm like, I appreciate the
The
MacGyverness.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Oh, I also tried the jump rope on Final Fantasy 9, the remastered. I looked into it. There's like input lag
On that one, too. On the Switch.
All remastered Final Fantasy. So I was like, okay, well, because I was trying it. I was like,
Yeah.
man, maybe I can learn it. I could turn off the music. I was doing worse. I was like, this is not possible. I'm doing worse.
Damn.
But did that. Capture cards. I want to play the Zelda games on the old school the DS ones and the Castlevania DS ones. There's only 2 DS Zelda games. Spirit Tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah.
Is it still that
Those
thing
are the
where
Wind
like
Waker world ones.
is it where you have to send your 3DS to get it modded or
Well,
is it,
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them.
you just
buy
gonna
it.
buy a new one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How is it
So
more or
the
less?
person I wanted to get it from, he's selling at 1,000.
Oh.
I'm not getting it from that person.
But it wasn't like that when we checked that out the first time, right? It was a lot less.
It's a lot cheaper. When
Yeah.
the Japan place
Yeah.
where you got it, they were doing it is a lot cheaper. But the
That was
person I'm getting it
scary.
from is like it's 500. So I was like, yeah, it's better than 1,000.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a lot better than that.
Yeah, and Japan was probably like 300, I think.
Around. Yeah.
It's about 300. But those 3DS with capture cards are worth a lot of money because since that company went down, they're worth a lot. Because I went to
Really?
when I went to Frankenstein's, I was asking around. It's like, man, you just missed out because I had a 3DS with a capture card. I sold it for 1,000 to someone. Yeah. They're hard to come. They're hard to come by.
Because
now.
mine is my Monster Hunter one, and then I got 2 of the 4 Ultimate signature on it as well, and that was the one I got modded. And I remember that thing's a Frankenstein now, because I also, when I went to, because I got it back right before I went on a trip, and I tacked on this 14-hour battery, like replacing the battery with the fucking heavy ass thing. Like, I'm like, this thing's a beast.
And
Like
does that battery give you like candles too, or no?
I'll bring it out. It's like it just feels weighty. It feels good, but it's definitely significantly different when you hold a regular 3DS.
Oh.
So
It streams DS games, right? Because
yeah.
That's,
whatever you have on your 3DS.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That
Because there's
output.
another capture
I'll go
card
grab it.
that records it wirelessly. That does not capture DS.
What the fuck?
I need to capture DS games. It only captures 3DS. I don't know why.
How the fuck is that possible?
I don't know why.
I would assume it like can capture anything it's showcasing. So if you're showing like a 3D game, 3DS or DS or whatever.
Yeah, fuck Slay the Spire.
So the prices have gone up then on modded ones. Damn, we fucked up.
Well, I'm not. I'm getting mine.
You're gonna pay those prices.
I mean, might as well get a STEM projector. $1,000. So that's not the price. It's gonna be $600. But since it's like a limited edition color,
Oh, they're selling it for a lot more, dude. Fuck.
So I put the regular base back on it. I forgot how these feel. It feels weird. But you can see that's what they added.
yeah, it's
Oh.
a USB like, and you need like a program to like.
Yeah, they
show
give you a
it as-
link and like
Yeah.
all that stuff. I just put that plastic cover to protect it.
We buy books, we don't read them, and then I'm gonna
It's such a good console.
pick
Street
up
Pass.
HBO Max, and we are gonna react to The Last of Us.
That's this weekend.
6 p.m. I
Is
have
it tonight or it's
tomorrow.
tomorrow? Okay.
6 p.m.
So check out. Let me. I'll pull it up. Where should they find you?
Is that soon enough?
Yeah. I gotta upload it. Once I finish it, I gotta fucking edit quick. I have to be the
Doesn't it
first-
happen on midnight?
no.
6 p.m.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh,
6 p.m.
shit.
So, the last bosses.
I gotta be.
There's already early reviews, but it's from like big companies. So like people on YouTube. Yeah, he's gonna
I
be
gotta
like
be
that
fucking
first wave.
fast, dude.
Post it on TikTok too.
Fast as fuck.
Do like a clip.
No?
Not like the whole thing, like a clip.
No. Okay.
That's gonna get people to go over to
Shorts. No, what
your
about shorts.
your YouTube. You're not using your social media to your advantage, man.
Watching
My Mister.
fucking a lot, dude. Crash Landing on You.
Yeah, that's porn.
Reborn Rich. Yeah, I can't. Oh, Extraordinary Attorney Woo. And Reborn Rich. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, Crash Landing episode 2.
So, what trips me about Reborn Rich is like, so it's based on history, and Korean dramas don't use music, like copyrighted music. And I think it's because, or Korean movies in general. I mean, they use music, but like it's really hard to come by. Like you can't hear like a BTS song on a movie, and I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, it's because like the copyright laws in Korea are really crazy, and so I'm watching Reborn Rich, and this fucking song comes on. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Did not expect, because like Korean media doesn't do shit like that. And so, and it I was thinking about it. I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, so, that last time I was talking about that guy who changed K-pop,
Yeah.
and the difference to that second song that came out from a different band, so Soteji was technically, let's say, they're New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
This different band, HOT, you guys probably not have heard of. They were born in the wrong time, because if they're born now, or if their music was out now, they would destroy BTS. But they were like the hottest boy band at that moment. They're like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. But
okay.
and I was like thinking that time span between the very first K-pop sound till them coming out. I was like, damn, it must have been like 10 years. That was a span of 5 fucking years. And I'm like thinking, holy fuck, dude, like the evolution of K-pop music was fucking quick as fuck, dude. Like this dude just come like the Beatles come out with this new sound, and within 5 years, this group happened. I'm like, wow, K-pop music is it's crazy. It was crazy. I was like, I thought it was 10 years. I thought the difference was 10 years, and then I was just looking up the band. I was like, shit, it wasn't even, dude. It was their second album too. It wasn't their first album. The second group. So it was even less than that, like 3 years or 4 years. No, that shit is that You gotta understand, dude. Like Korean music was shitty as fuck. It was like do 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 do, and then all of a sudden these guys come in rapping. Like it's just such a culture shock. And then within 5 years, like everything changed into that, dude. And I mean, even till this day, that trajectory is still there. And yeah, Reborn Rich is good. I'm only on episode fucking 6. Like
6 just came
there's
out.
like 10 more fucking episodes, dude. What more story can they tell, dude? It's good.
Is it? Did they say if that show is getting any additional seasons?
Oh well, I mean, it probably is because it's popular, but they left it. I heard the ending sucks, the season ender, but they left it open to more. And people on the comments are so I thought it was a comic. I think it was a book. People are saying the book is way better, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Reborn Rich. That. Yeah, that's.
You watch the Golden Globes?
I watched the Twitter clips. Okay. I don't watch TV, dude. Yeah. I don't have a TV, per se.
Well, I mean,
don't have a TV.
A lot of times when I mean, do you watch TV? Like, I sometimes will find like a stream that's like playing it. There was a few fights and shows fights and pay-per-views. My strategy now is like I just go on TikTok and I go to the live section.
TikTok live.
And I'm like, someone
Easy.
Please. And they're literally just like, yo, dude, like, check this fight out. Check it out.
But sometimes it's like shitty.
And I'm like, I don't care. Like, this is perfect.
Sometimes it's shitty and it like goes offline and then it comes back online.
I just find another one. I think I did that for World Cup, and then I did that for some of the moments.
Damn.
Or not, but the Eddie Murphy one was hilarious. Did you hear that one?
No.
He was like, he won an award for something he had been involved with. I don't know exactly what it was, but he's like, I got 3 words of advice that have helped me, keep my career, and I think it would help anyone keep their career in a positive trajectory as long as you stick to these 3 simple rules. He's like, do your taxes. What was the second one?
I don't know.
The second one was something wholesome too, and the third was like, keep Will Smith's wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I like.
And everyone was like laughing their eyes.
I mean, obviously, Ki Hui Kwan's. Dude, just his interactions with everyone. He's like,
he's wholesome.
Slow-mo cam. He's like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. Like, I was like, that's fucking dope.
There's a video where he's just like staring at his trophy and he's like admiring it and like he sees that someone's recording him and he's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Yeah. He's just
he went for best supporting actor, and then the main actress had won for best actress.
Yeah, her speech was cool too.
Yeah, she's like, shut that music off.
Shut up. I can beat you up.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is like, that role was supposed to go to Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jackie Chan would have never won an Oscar. Golden Goal. That fool. That fool.
I think there's a possibility, more so, and not necessarily as a testament to his skill. I think the 2 guys directing at the Daniels, you 2 obviously, had a keen eye on how to turn people into like the role they would have fit. But I think hers like catapulted. Like her on top of their skill, like just blew it up. And making it a mother-daughter story in a lot of ways from that perspective.
I do want to watch The Fabelmans. Like I've always wanted. I mean, I've wanted to watch it, and now Steven
even more
won it. And damn, he's lost a lot more than he's won.
Yeah,
it's like 3 out of 20.
But it's like the fact that he's been up 20 times is a testament. I think that like the same way Leo, I think was like where he's been nominated.
Fuck,
but like the fact that he's always up there, I'm like, this guy's putting in work.
Yeah.
And you know what made me watch The Fabelmans? Have you seen that clip, that most famous clip where it shows Michelle, and she like turns to not Steven's dad, but the person she's cheating Steven's dad with? There's a scene or a clip that's on Twitter all the time, and it's like people meme it, but I'm like, that is so fucking well directed, dude. It's like I think I first saw it saying, "What's the one scene you think is the best directed scene of 2022?" And it showed that clip, and I'm like, that scene is fucking good, dude. You see the heartbreak in Daniel's face, dude, because like she doesn't turn to him, she turns to the guy that she's cheating on. And Daniel's like, he's like, oh, fuck, the way it's cut.
This is in the Fablemans?
Fablemans.
I don't know if it's a scene. It's more of a montage of clips I saw. It was an old interview inside the Actors Studio with Spielberg. James Lipton was asking him questions, and he's like talking about it. It was relating to this movie. They showed clips, and it was talking about, it was like, your father was a scientist or something. I forget what it was, but he was like technical. Your mother was a musician, and then he like says like, and then you make a movie. Third Encounters of a Third Kind. What was it?
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters. That's what it was. Yeah, Close Encounters. And the way in which we communicate with them is through music. So it's like you meshed what they both brought to you. And like you see Spielberg, and he's like, I know I've done that. I never until this day realized that's what it was, where it came from.
Yeah.
And like you see this like moment of like on his face, and then it cuts like to like parts of the Fableman.
I remember a long time ago there was a Twitter thing saying one director has to go, and it showed 4 directors. I think Christopher Nolan, Spielberg, and I forgot Scorsese and someone else. And everyone in the comment section put Spielberg. And I'm like, man, you gotta put some fucking respect in this dude's name. This guy can fucking direct, dude. He's made some shit that sucked, but he's made bangers, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Just involvement, I think, in the whole big scheme of things is crazy. The other speech that was really cool was Colin Farrell. He was like, him and the guy that was working alongside him. He was like, he put love on the whole cast, and like it just sounded so genuine and stuff. It just seemed cool.
Everything got robbed, though.
What won?
Banshees of Inisherin.
Really?
Yep.
That is a movie I want to see, but because I heard like the first part of it seems very comedic, but then like it goes like a very different direction you don't expect. But yeah, everything everywhere all at once, honestly. Anything else?
Reading more.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
You finished that one book, right? The shorts.
The rabbits?
I'm on like 2 stories left. I'm so
okay.
close.
Nice.
I could kill it in 30 minutes. But
just go to the doctor.
we lazy.
Just go to the doctor.
For 3 hours.
No, you should be reading while you're doing the jump rope.
No way. Impossible.
For me, what have I been doing? Almost getting banned off Twitch.
What?
Looking at naughty games that viewers send us. Spec.
Avocado.
You should ban that user.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I should get a mod to ban that user.
Tikka masala.
Yeah, streamed a bit. We had on Tuesday. I had a State of the Union of. I hit affiliate last week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
I made my.
Did you get a sub?
I got 2 subs.
Nice.
And then I made my first emote. Like I was like looking for some things to just throw in there to have emotes. I may change them later, but it was it was the friend who subbed first. It was his face doing something really funny, and it was like kind of like like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what I want. And so I put his face on it. And I have one of me, like photo ones. Like I think you have where it's just like you stand. I like those. I'm gonna have a sub badge made soon.
Commission.
Yeah, it's a simple commission, so we'll see. I'm meeting tomorrow. I'm working with Talcate Brigade.
Oh, okay.
It's literally this is what I want to tell you guys. I literally just want a championship belt. Simple one, but then like I want to do color variations of it for different tiers. That's it. So I may or may not use it, but I want to at least workshop it with him and then go see from there. When you guys did, I know you reached out. Was it to a viewer, or did the viewer come after you had reached out to them?
The viewer came after I reached out to him. So I just
how did
reached
you
out
find
to
them?
him. It was just someone on Twitter was promoting their thing. They're like, hey, they just opened their commission thing again. They're doing a special $5 for whatever you want. And I was like, oh, I'm going to reach out to them. So.
Okay.
And I paid them more than $5 for my thing. Well, like
Because they did a bunch of stuff.
no, well, they did a bunch of stuff because I had paid them more. But like I was like, $5 to me, like right now,
Yeah.
is nothing. So I'm gonna give him, yeah. So I give him like $25 or $30,
Tip.
and the guy was super appreciative. And then I stayed friends with him, and I think on his birthday, I sent him like $50 to buy a cake. And I didn't expect this, but he sent me a picture, and it's like a cake from Cold Marmalade.
Wow.
And I was like, no, dude, just get a cake for your family. That's it,
So,
dude.
parasocial relationships. Oh, he's my boyfriend now.
What about Jang? What about you? Because I know you reached out for some of them. Were they different?
So
people, or
kind
what'd you
of,
do?
well, the way I found it was hashtag like emote artist or something, and there was two different main artists that I work with, but it's weird. They won't draw. I'm still looking for a person who would draw me Ludwig holding a sword covering half his face, but no one draws animals because of furries. They will not draw animals. It's like,
They have
So then you'd
strict
have to
rules.
go to a furry.
I'm a furry.
You should do like the Borat where he's like, I am sleeping over. So okay, yeah, because it was funny because when I did like a tweet and when I hit affiliate right after that, or no, it was a tweet or it was Instagram, one or the other. But right after that, 4 people that are like I checked their profiles, try to reach out to me. They're like, hey, you need some help,
They could be
hustle?
bots. too.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, the way you're saying all this sounded like a scripted thing, but it was cool. So working on that, we shared some stuff about collabs with some friends. Here comes the nerd, talking with her about some of her stuff. She's got some merch coming up that I'm gonna help promote. Making TikToks for us, random like skibbity bop. Commands are fun. I like commands.
You're putting too much though. Too many.
Commands?
Too many.
Well, I'm doing my own thing less, the video ones.
Yeah.
But you guys,
Too many.
no. There's one for every occasion. I think I have like 20. And then I had I did the command list, but it just
Yeah.
shoots it out like a paragraph.
You'd have to find out how to break the lines.
Yeah. So I might refine it. I just the day when everyone was recommending stuff, I'm like, okay, let me try all these.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna reel it back to the ones that either get used more often or I enjoy more. Because the Dream one's one of my favorite ones. Warhammer, on stream I've been playing Warhammer. Chaos Gates, Tactics. This game's hard, man. Like, obviously not jump rope part. Like, I'm not comparing myself. in
Do you
that
have a
way.
specific difficulty it's on?
Standard?
Damn.
Yeah, and like one of the streams, someone came in and was saying, I'm one of the 3 Warhammer Chaos Gate streamers. I think I'm the top North American one because most of the time I'm
The most
seeing
entertaining one.
And
That's the one that counts.
Yeah, that's true.
It don't
only
matter
one
about
with
the skill. It's the
No,
most
I
entertaining.
am not by skill. Yeah, entertainment.
You're probably the second most entertaining Tetris 99 streamer. First is.
I gotta work up the ranks, but we might do some of those. Those are tactics games, sort of.
Fighting games.
Yeah. This guy had come in and said like the game when it first came out, there was there's a mechanic where it's like you shoot an enemy, there's a stun meter on them. So if you get them to hit their stun threshold, they drop, and they stay dropped for a turn, and then it comes back, and you can do an execution on them if you have another guy that can move in. The thing now they tweaked it, and I think they fucked it up a different way. Is they hit stun, they go through the motion of dropping, and they immediately just get back up. They're not doing whatever they were prepping to do before if it was like a load thing, but they're not stunned. They're
Yeah.
I'm like, I never go for stuns anymore because I'm like, this is a waste of my time. I should just rather go for a kill or disable an ability of theirs.
What's another tactics game? I don't know if anyone's mentioned it. Other Side.
Yes. That one I have on Steam and on Switch. It's on both. That's on my list to play. I think after this though, the 2, I don't know which I'll probably do the Midnight Suns, the Marvel one first. But then after that I want to go back to BattleTech. BattleTech was a fun one. And then we'll kind of see from there. I'm going to want to just keep I like having time where I want I think you guys both do this where there's games you want to play but you don't want to play on stream. I have those that I have.
Yeah.
But these I'm like, okay, I can keep these keep my stream focused on tactics for now at least. But there was a mission. I was most of my missions I fuck around a bit and I mess up and I have to redo the mission. And I remember on Thursday, because I only do like twice a week. On Thursday, I was like, I want to make some progress today, because how long to beat says if you try to just do the main quest, it should take like 20 to 25 hours. I've spent well over that playing this game, and I think I looked at the walkthrough. I'm like, I still haven't. I just got to one of the first bosses. There's like 6 more bosses. I'm like, what?
Slay the Spire.
That boss, I reached him on Thursday. It took me my stream length was 4 hours. I just kept doing that mission because it was like you had to do a part 1 to the mission, does a cutscene, resets the fight. You start the fight, and if you lose in the second part, you don't start the second part. You start the whole thing over again. And man, I was broken. Like I wanted to end like an hour and a half earlier, but it was like, I can't end on this L. I got to get a W. And we went, and the chat was like, do this, don't do that. And then like they stuck with me, so thank you to them. But like I was strung out. I was like, just fucking die. Like there's a boss that shows up, and I thought like the first time I did it, I was like, oh, this scenario, usually it pairs you with like, you have a group of 4, and there's usually a little like, it starts overwhelming you at the very, very end, but at that point you can hit the end goal if you're supposed to hold off to a certain point, or if you're supposed to like reach a certain objective. That's usually when things get out of hand and you're like, I'm not supposed to win after this point. This out the gate, when you do that second part, it's like there's a boss. He creates like 4 versions of himself, and it's just like 30 enemies enter the area. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, this is one of those times where it's like you're meant to lose. That's how I saw it. I was like, okay, I'll just wait till it hits my lose condition and something's going to happen story-wise. It just kept getting worse, and then it's like you lost that mission. I was like, what? You think I'm supposed to win this? And so the second time, I'm like, I'm going to focus. I don't care about any of these enemies. Maybe if I kill the boss, that's what will trigger the thing, whatever. I put all of my resources into killing the boss. And it kept going. It's like, you have to survive now. 5 more turns. I'm like, survive? What? And they just kept coming. So then the third time, I'm like, okay. Like, I was like, what do I do? Manage my, like, how many actions can you do? How many can you do? Oh, fuck. Okay. This, that. It was like all hands on deck. I pulled it off, thankfully. So
nice.
that was
Did you
cool.
end up killing the boss?
No, I just stalled the boss and focused. Like, really, the boss doesn't. You're supposed to hold off because you're protecting a 5th character that joins you on that mission. This dumb bitch that's just like, she's just like obsessed with this religious cult thing that she wants to be like, I need to know more.
Yeah.
And she's like, hold them off while I do this like psychic shit. And I'm like, lady, we gotta go. And you have to protect her.
And she's not doing anything other than like.
And that's in the first half she does stuff, but that part's easy. The second half she's like, use your 4 group to protect her. They don't really target her until the end of that when it's like really overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, my guys can die. I just can't let her take the hits. So I was always managing. I'm like, I gotta keep someone close by in case they start targeting her, because they don't target her until it gets really bad. I'm like, the boss never targets her. So I was like, okay, the only reason I have to worry about the boss is if he's like killing my guys. And I was able to kind of like kite around him to not have that too much. I had everyone else just like kind of the first few times I had them where they're all doing their own thing. I'm like, I need them focusing on like either one side, focusing on another side or something. So it really started like, I was like, okay, I'm playing smarter. But it was good. Stream was good.
Nice.
What else?
Movies, anime.
I watched The Menu.
Oh yeah.
It's on HBO Max. It's good. I didn't think it was worth seeing. And I'm glad I didn't go to the theaters.
What are these? Tortillas.
Yeah.
No. Exactly. What are these? Tortillas.
Did you see the movie?
I seen that clip.
Yeah.
Because they said she kills it in it. So.
Yeah,
like,
she does a good job. Ralph Fiennes does a good job. He's like the main antagonist.
Oh, she says tortillas delicios.
Yeah, it's like this island where it's like this super exclusive restaurant chef, and the story kind of walks you through the perspective of this girl, Anya Taylor. She's from the Queen's Gambit,
Yeah.
and she's gonna be playing Peach, and then her boyfriend, who's like a food snob guy.
Beast.
He plays Beast. He was in he's in a show on Hulu.
Mr. Beast, yeah.
You know, and he's gonna be in that new movie Renfield with
Oh.
Nick Cage. He
Yeah,
plays
yeah.
Renfield.
Oh yeah.
Nicholas Hoult. He's a good actor, and he did a good. He's like this obsessed, like, oh yeah, this is like you know, prestigious. Like, you don't have taste if you don't know what this stuff is. And so they go, and then there's other people. There's like movie stars. There's food critics, and then you find out there's more to this dinner than the original intent that the people didn't know. So it's like becomes kind of like a suspense thriller. It's not a horror. I would like it. Some people might think it's gonna turn into horror. It's just a suspense thriller. So I think it's more accessible. It's enjoyable, but I wouldn't say it's like an amazing must watch. Like if you're into like you want to have a fun, it's like an hour 45. If you want to have a fun movie, it's a good one to put on. Ralph Fiennes does a really good job in it.
Voldemort.
Yeah, Voldemort. I watched that. Just been keeping up with the animes. I'm gonna get ready, even though that One Piece tournament, the card game tournament's filled up. They did tell me there's side events that
Yeah.
I'm like, and I've been hearing people are upset because it's supposed to be a all across the country kind of event. They only have a handful of locations like in major areas, and one of them is this one. So I'm like, I kind of want to check it out just
Yeah.
to see what they decide to keep doing going forward. Like, is it gonna blow up? Is it gonna be a cool? It seems cool. Like, there's enough mechanics to the game where it seems like there's room for growth.
Have you practiced it?
A little bit. I want to go. There's a bunch of places that do weekly tournaments, and I have to
Sign up?
sign up and not be at capacity. And the one that's supposed to be this weekend, I'm on a wait list. So I was gonna call him today to be like, when will I know if I'm off the wait list or there's, because I don't want to go if it's not.
Yeah.
You know where to go.
Frankincense.
Cards are hard. The other thing, and this I hate this with. I mean, it's a thing we've been seeing, especially in the last few years. Shortages. It fucking makes the market for people that want to just
Play.
you just want to play, but like I get that there's a version of these cards that are exclusive. They're like the alt arts. I understand those being hard to find, rare. That's for the collector. I just want there's people that just want cards for like these are base cards that should be available to play, and they're not available to play, just because they printed not enough of them and all that stuff. And it's like that's a bummer. So you hate to see that when it's like supposed to be something they want people to like come play in or compete.
Yeah.
So that I think that's it. I don't know. Is there anything else we're all doing? I'm trying to think.
Streaming?
Yeah, streaming. School's starting. I hate it. And
When's it
Keep
start
this-
next?
You're gonna keep the stream schedule?
yeah,
It starts in 2 weeks for you?
it's starting. I have homework due tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do it. I give zero fuck. I'm literally like, what is the minimum I need? That okay. What if I skip this? No, but I need to do it. It's just my weekends are now becoming like if I want to work on projects like for the stream or
Yeah.
for other things and my homework. So I'm keeping my weekdays. I don't see myself doing homework when I get home because we're now in office more as well. They push like. I haven't told you guys, but I just found out the other day, Mondays through Thursdays, they want us now in office.
Sheesh.
So I'm like, God, I hate it. And I'm annoyed. Like my coworker looked at me after the meeting. She's like, she felt the annoyance of it. She's like, I could feel the energy from you. How much you didn't like it either. I was like, I was trying to be very articulate with what I thought. We did a funny meeting. I was talking to my other coworker who plays games, and everyone. It was like a going around the room where everyone was supposed to say like, who you are, what's your history with the company, and what do you do for fun, and more often than not, and these are people of varying ages. More often than not, everyone's like, yeah, I like to game on the side, play some games, computer games, console games, whatever. Just kept happening more and more. I'm like, I never thought that person. Like, I know these people. I'm like, they seem just like old timey, like from dads.
1932.
Yeah.
Barbershop quartet.
No, I just mean like,
What game? Pac-Man? Like,
How did you know?
Just a lot of my coworkers at my site that aren't into games are very much like they go fishing, they spend time, they do various activities focused around their kids. They like listening to concerts.
So dad
And-
activities.
Dad activities, but also like more active activities. I would say like there's a lot more on that side. And it was funny to hear the larger population in this meeting being like gaming kept coming up. And I was like, one of them was a manager, and my coworker was like, I just thought managers were NPCs. Like, they don't have lives. I'm like, well, there go my aspirations of ever being a manager out the window. Thanks for that.
It's like a teacher and shit. Like kids only see teachers
Yeah.
as like boring ass NPCs.
But like, he was like, what kind of games does he play? I'm like, you didn't know he played games? He's like, no. He's like, dude, he's diamond rank in Valorant.
She.
Damn.
No, I was
Oh,
I was
sorry.
joking. He does play. No, he plays competitive, but he played it in Fortnite. He would play more seriously in Fortnite. He started it as playing because he's like, my kids play it. I want to spend time with kids. And he's played Counter-Strike. I was like, oh shit, I wonder. And I knew I knew the coworker asking plays Valorant. I don't think he knew I knew.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wanted to see if I could reach. And then he plays that, and he plays a lot of strategy RTS games.
Okay.
So like like Command Conquer, Civ, Stellaris.
Oh yeah,
Solaris?
Solaris.
Solaris, yeah. Those he plays, and he's very meticulous, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Shit.
My co-lead, the other guy that I work with, I was telling the kid in my team, I was like, he's a huge gamer too, and I told him that I told
Dark
the guy
Souls
that I
2?
told him, and he's like, do I qualify as a huge gamer? He's like, I'm not very good. I'm like, you got a 3070 graphics card at launch, you have every console, you have a Steam Deck, and you have a PS5. Your enthusiasm counts as like a pro gamer. Like, you don't need to be a pro gamer to be
Yeah.
a huge gamer. Like,
Well, I know I know someone that buys the latest and greatest, but doesn't really play.
do they just buy one of the latest? Do they buy them all? Like,
All of them.
okay, they don't.
I still consider the person a casual.
But they're a programmer though.
but I feel like if it's incumbent, like he's like us, where he dedicates time to watch the Game Awards.
Okay. Yes.
So I feel like that enthusiasm to like where game announcements and stuff like that is your priority and like your front and center over a sporting event
Right.
is what qualifies him as like a game, like a bigger enthusiast in games. Like very like he'll be like, I modded my Steam Deck to get the max frame rate out of this thing. I'm like, you're not the best gamer. I know you're not. Like he enjoys all these different. He 100%ed Xenoblade 3, the new one. I was like, Jesus Christ, 100%.
Do you like Xenogears? Shit.
Yeah, he's big on RPGs and God of War. He was big on too, but he's
See-
like, I'm not doing the trials.
If I worked for your company, I would have been like doing the introductions. Like I like to play Dark Souls 2 religiously and just see your friends react. Your coworkers react.
He is the epitome. I've learned he likes to troll.
Yeah.
His latest troll thing, he told us, and I have to share this, was, you know, sometimes there's those things where it's like a picture of a game director and a quote.
Yeah.
Yes.
He put a picture of the game director of Dark Souls 2,
Yes.
and he put a fake quote. And the quote is like how shitty this game is, or something. Like, but it was very articulate.
Yeah.
And he shared, he's like, wow, these are such wide. And he posted on like the Dark Souls fan pages.
See?
And he's like, wow, such crazy, phenomenal words to look back on. And he just sits there and likes to watch all the reactions. Some people legitimately like, dude, I remember when he said that. And other
What's
people
it
like,
called? The Streisand effect? Or
Yeah.
what?
and he just sits back and he just watches the ball like either shit on it, you know, defend
He's
it.
like Shinji's dad.
And he does this regularly. He goes to multiple groups. I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know. Like I would have considered him if you go to different things to post it. Yeah, you're a troll. I would
Yeah.
have figured it out right away.
Yeah.
Like,
It blows my mind. I'm like,
he gets the kicks out of it.
yeah.
You don't feed the trolls. You don't react to it when
Yeah.
shit like that happens.
But he knows they react, because I think he primarily does it. He's like Twitter, he sees reactions, but Facebook is where he gets the most.
Okay.
Like the fan pages. I'm like, you do this maliciously. It
Well, it's
blew my
good he
mind.
does that and he doesn't do bad type of trolling.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah,
But
it's humorous, but it's like, yeah, It's pranking in a way. It's just it blows our mind how into it he gets. Like, I'm gonna mess with their minds. So anyway, do you guys want to get into the topic?
Let's do it.
Okay, not a big topic, but a celebratory topic. Episode 300, the weekly DLC.
Damn.
300 episodes, 52.
300.
52 a
I
year.
should have exported the clips of our goals from the beginning.
Oh yeah, huh?
So it's been 4+ years, 5 years. 52.
When did I start streaming?
52.
that's the amount of years. When
Yeah,
did I
you had started right before or right after?
after, a little bit after.
Just a hair, yeah. I want to go to our page because I remember we have like some of our oldest videos.
I remember we released them every 2 weeks.
Once or twice.
The weekly DLC, but every 2 weeks.
So episode 57 was 4 years ago. So we've been on for a solid 5 years.
Yeah.
The episode 57 was Hot One's Last Dab, Influencers, and PSA's Gone Wrong.
Is that when we ate one of the last times
Yeah.
that I brought this?
Yeah.
sauce?
That was a good memory.
We got plain wings,
It was-
and then we were just dying the rest of that fucking episode.
I guess the origin.
yeah. Tell the story.
I don't know exactly, but
from
I
your
met you.
perspective.
I met you through Monster Hunter Meetup. I was looking for, which is weird because I was always looking for like a gaming group to find, and I did find one that does local lands, and I was like, oh shit, I'm kind of interested in it.
Okay.
That guy turned out to be a weirdo, like full like right
Street pass?
wing. Yeah, no,
Oh.
right wing. Like he hates taxes. Like he's like, F the government. Yeah, he went totally off the radar, and he's now living in Puerto Rico, but he manages like
You
hotels.
keep the tabs on it.
No, I mean like, yeah. Well, I'm curious because
Yeah.
like
I do that sometimes.
I think he's on my Facebook friend or something
Okay.
something, and then So looking for a gaming group, found Monster and Meetup, met you, and then brought in.
Well, I remember when you met, like, we had, from my point of view, that meetup stuff, we were getting a wide variety of folks coming in. So it started with me and a couple of friends that I knew, and then, like, I had a guy come that legitimately thought we were hunting real monsters. He's like, I'm here.
I'm looking for Bigfoot.
No, he came, he's like, wait, is this a Monster Hunter group? And we're like, yeah. And he was, like, in a leather jacket and, like, a fedora. And we were at a Panera. And I kid you not, he came up to the table, and we're all like with our DSs about to do a hunt, like me and whoever was there. And he's like, "Are you guys the Monster Hunter group?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's this?" I was like, "This is Monster Hunter." And he's like, "Oh."
The cogs are clicking.
And he's like, "Okay, I think we're thinking. I thought this was something else." And I was like, "Wait."
What did you think?
And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
he
okay, yeah,
explains
sorry.
to
I'm like, we're playing a game called Monster Hunter. And he's like, okay, cool.
And
he's
we would
like,
always meet up at Panera.
Yeah, Panera.
Get the
Panera,
combos.
they had big tables. People could get food inside. And then I think around 9 is when they were like, everyone's like out. And then if we were staying longer, we'd go out of that outside seating. So we had people range from that. And then we get some folks that had, Tile Cape Brigade. That's how I met him too. And then I think, and some other friends of the show, Keith. And you came one of the times. And people's level, like, history with the game varied too. People were like, I played all the time, but I always, didn't have groups, or I wanted to play with group up, what?
Or newbies.
Or newbies or whatever. Like, people are like, I've never played with a group. I always just played solo. And then I remember you came, and I was like, how long? You said similar, like you've played for a while, like through the series. And I was like, what's your HR? And most of the people's at the time was like, and this one had come out for a few. It was past launch. It was like 3 or 4 or 5 months past launch. Like it came out in like spring. It was like middle to late summer, and you were like HR 600 or 500 plus.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he plays. No, because we'd been doing almost every time we were doing a meetup, we're like,
key quests.
who are we helping rank
But
up?
so you were under 100, like essentially 100, yeah.
I wasn't, but many folks coming in, like, were coming in like, let's get you HR'd up so we could do some more.
Right.
Like, a few of us were like, but we don't want to leave anyone behind. We're like, let's get you up. A whole night was dedicated to getting them up, farming Seregios. There you go. Now you can do whatever you want, kind of thing. and then you came like, okay, we can do Guild Quest. So sorry, go ahead. That was from my perspective.
Yeah,
At that
and
point.
then I brought in. I think it's his year anniversary. It was
Yeah.
at the
So
Chicago.
you guys are
Deep,
doing this for a year.
deep dish pizza, and I brought Vargas because he plays Monster Hunter.
I was interested in the pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, and pizza, pizza and Monster Hunter.
Yeah, because we had done so much of the meetup thing, and it was just regulated to that, and I think we all wanted to let's do something else, and then let's do that.
And that was in Fullerton, which is close to me.
Yeah. How was your perspective before that, up to that, right after that? Just to that initial meeting.
Well, so I came in and I was around Monster Hunter or HR 200 or so.
Okay.
I played a lot, but nowhere near what this guy played.
But you also had a history with the game as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you played-
I had already played all the previous ones before.
Well,
You
the way
too.
we met was
Yeah.
through work, but we used to play Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
after
Yeah.
work, you guys said at
Before
the
work,
Denny's?
after
No,
work,
Sonic's.
Sonics, okay. Yeah, I remember hearing
Yeah,
those
late
stories
night.
all the
Like
time.
there'll be times where the workers would come up to me like, "Hey, we're closing down." We're like, "Yeah, we know." It's like, "All right, you guys just don't do anything. Don't fucking tag up the place." And they're like, "Yeah, that's fine."
We're
And
gamers.
we just
Yeah.
played. When someone had to go to the restroom,
We're
we'd all
monster
walk.
hunters.
We'd all walk together into the bush, and like
Yeah.
a person,
Yeah.
because it was so sketchy.
ad hoc.
Like it falling off or
We were playing, that was
disconnecting.
a hard Monster Hunter. That was the hardest, one of the hardest ones.
Yeah.
So then, you had that history. Then how was it? Like he just came up to you and said, "Come join."
Yeah, one day you texted me. He said, "Hey, there's a Monster Hunter meetup. It's going to be here in thing." And I was like, "It's close by, so I'm down." Came with my Monster Hunter. We played a little bit of games, and then I started coming into all the other meetings that were in Irvine.
How were those first few?
They were good, but
Like-
my expectations were the level he was at.
Okay.
And when I came in, you guys were doing still
Helping.
helping out, stuff like that, which isn't a bad thing, but occasionally we like the big people would, or the people that would hide.
No, yeah,
and
because
big
once
dogs.
once it got to enough folks,
Yeah.
there would be a table where
Yeah.
we're helping, and a table where we're what are we hunting?
we're progressing.
What
yeah.
are we hunting? Okay.
So yeah.
And then I think we had been.
How did we talk? How did the
I just
formation?
remember? Yeah, what I remember was one specific time. We were all sitting at the tables outside. The Petites were there, and I think Keith was there, maybe Cholo as well.
So we're in front of the Yogurtland.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yogurtland was
Oh,
there
yeah.
still. So we were outside
Yeah,
sitting.
we saw progress. That turned to boba. We saw progression, dude. Holy shit!
Yeah.
It was an ice cream place, and then boba, and then
It's like King of the Hill, the time lapse.
Dun, dun,
Everything
dun, dun, dun,
changes.
dun, dun, dun,
Well, we're still the same. Like, shit.
I remember one of the, because we had always been like, let's talk about whatever the latest movie is, or this Avengers thing, or that thing, or this comic thing. I think that's when we started getting more outside of just the games. And we had, I don't know, I was it was engaging conversation across the table, but I felt like we just kept going. The three of us just kept
Yeah.
pinging off each other to a point where I think at one point Andrew had said, you guys should just start a podcast. And in my head, I was like, yeah. Yeah. Because I had done my history with doing content. I know you've shared, you've done reactions before on YouTube. And had you streamed? You hadn't streamed before. You had YouTube before. I had done YouTube, but it was in a collaborative space as well, where it was comic book reviews. And it was college, and we were just, still kind of janky, but way more janky. We were using dinky cell phone cameras. And I liked it, but it was I didn't feel we ended up doing our own things. And he actually would come. Him and his wife would come to some of the meetups too. But then when I was like, okay, I think because I was lived close there. There was a space for this, the conference room we had and everything. So I don't remember after that. I just remember that conversation where it came up. And then the next thing I know, we had that room. I don't remember the in-between, if there was much in-between at all. I just remember, asking you guys. Do you guys remember anything?
I don't. Not much, dude.
I just remember, do you guys want to do this?
I remember there was a conversation, and that you asked us if we'd like to do a podcast, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. And that's when we had talks where we're gonna do bi-weekly.
Yeah, the cadences, the name
Yeah.
of it, the whatever.
Yeah. And then I was like, Or at some point, I think it was a conversation between me and you. I was like, if we're calling it the weekly DLC, shouldn't like? And then we're like, okay, we'll try a week from now. And then it pretty much just stayed.
Yeah, because we were worried about timing,
Yeah.
like being able to do that.
Yeah.
300 later. I remember the equipment was top tier in the beginning. That quality.
H4n or whatever it's called.
The
Yeah,
quality.
the little tripod facing us.
And it wasn't even like it could connect mics, but we had it in the middle and was using that thing to record.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. That was wild. I'm gonna pull up some of like just the title names and stuff on my phone.
But yeah, eventually we were able to, I think, connect a couple mics, but we had to share because they only had two.
And you were bringing in your because you had started stream. You were thinking of like, hey, I want to. I think that was another vein of like you wanted to start streaming around that
Oh,
same point
yeah.
too, and which you did, and you've been since.
But he
And-
brought his
Yeah, your mixer.
Yeah.
mixer.
And then if we didn't, your thing, like if there was ever a time where it wasn't, the setup wasn't working for the room outlet, or if we weren't able to get the room, we're like, okay, we got to use that.
I
You
still
had to
bring
go
it.
outside or
Yeah.
back near the
I
swimming
still
pool.
bring it as a backup.
Episode 1 was our goals, GameStop's Circle of Life program, and the film Split. That was our first episode.
Wow.
And it probably sounded like shit.
Wow.
February 12th, 2017.
Split.
It hadn't come out yet. It was like
Going
announced.
to. Yeah.
Episode 2 was games we've been playing lately. For Honor, Neo. There was a PewDiePie controversy. Stranger Things and Guardians of the Galaxy hype.
The joke that keeps on giving.
And then we went over 2017 movies to come and
Wait,
John
what are
Wick
you, what are you
2.
doing? You haven't watched Stranger Things season? What are you doing? They're probably caught up.
Yeah.
They're probably
We had a friend that I still work with. Not directly, but he's still in my office. And he was listening regularly. And we had watched Stranger Things season 1. We had all talked about it.
Yeah.
We were big fans
Good,
of
good.
It was good.
Season 1 was good.
And then I remember season 2 was coming out. And I think we were talking about our excitement before it had come out.
Right.
And then he got in my head one day. He's like, wait, you're watching? Because me and my girlfriend at the time were watching it. And at a slow cadence. And he's like, dude, they're gonna have watched it and they're gonna start talking about it. So you should probably be ready. And it kind of got in my head. And that one of the nights after her, because we were like, we're watching it together kind
Yeah.
of show. I stayed up till like 4 a.m. and I watched all of it. And then I kept it a secret. I didn't say anything. And then we watched, and then I came to the pod. I was like, okay, you guys watched the show? And you guys were like, didn't even start it. Or like you tried an episode or something, it didn't hit. And I was like, huh. I didn't know how to process it.
And then we proceeded to never watch the
I watched it, but it
was it
bad.
like a year and a half?
I
or
don't know. It
some-
was bad. I was just like, man, this show sucks now.
And I remember one time I finally was, I felt bad. We kept watching, but like near the end of it, I was like, I have to tell you something. And she was scared. She was like, what's happening? I was like, I watched this show already without you. And she's like, fuck, I thought you had like cancer or something. And I'm like, oh no, I felt bad. She's like, fuck. Then she was like, you asshole. It was fun. She laughed after that, but it was a funny moment. We had, I remember also in the meetups we were talking about, but then it became one of our third episode. There was a night we were at Panera, and I was super excited about. That was when they were showing the preview of the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we've been around as long as this, like a little bit longer.
Longer
than
than
the
the
Christ.
Switch, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember at that point, not like different people were at different places with it. Like, once you switch ARMS, whatever.
Yeah, ARMS I didn't get as a game.
Yeah. It was cool. But yeah, some of those early, I'm looking to see. Our first spoiler cast was Logan.
Wow.
That was in
film.
March.
Good
That was a
film.
good one.
It's crazy. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. And even saying these titles, like, I feel like
SNES Classic. I remember you were on stream. I was like, get it. Because you weren't answering your text.
Get it now.
Yeah, Destiny 2 just launched. Or you were doing the beta. You
Oh
tried
yeah.
You tried the beta.
Trying to be a rogue.
I'm trying to think of what else with data. We were having guests on the show.
Yeah, our first guest,
We had Talcate Brigade on. We had Keith on.
Roberto.
Roberto came on. I think
Two times?
twice.
Yeah, two times.
Keith has the most, right? Or
Keith or Talcate?
Talcate.
Talcate might edge him out. I
Three?
think early on Keith did. But Talcate has been on at least 3 or 4 times.
yeah, and Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I'm trying to look at other like things that would date these episodes.
And I always talked about how I had my
Wow.
my WoW addiction, and then
The
you guys
monkey-
made it a fucking joke.
the monkey
so now
joke?
You guys always just doot. Yeah.
It was Stranger Things, then it became Get Out. Get Out was the
Oh, yeah,
was
Get
the
Out.
joke.
Get
Um,
out.
And then I forget what the monkeys was another inside joke of ours. We got this. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
That short thing.
The
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
You're weird.
Oh my god, the Hall of Faces.
We got this. The we Game of
I
Thrones.
think that's on our channel. Is that? I started doing vlogs. I remember posting those. Those are just like little montages. Some of our I just saw the thumbnail. One of the highest.
The
is
sex one?
Yeah. The sex episode.
Which is 69 or 169?
69.
Damn. 69.
That's the one that has Joe Rogan on the thing too.
No, that was
Oh,
169.
okay.
It's a thumbnail of us.
So
three.
all of our videos have like, I don't know, anywhere from like single digits to like 30 to 40 to 50 at the highest. Our Sausage Party episode 69 episode has 500 plus.
Fuck. That's pretty good.
And we used to, in that table, we'd like have a few displays in front. We'd sit in front of a swimming pool.
Yeah, we used to bring in items to showcase.
Yeah. I made a bet with Vargas on Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I lost every single one.
That was, I took that too far. On my side, I like had spreadsheets for that.
That and sushi.
I
Too
don't want
hard.
to talk about the sushi. We had the Game Awards. We've gone to PAX. I'm trying to look
Andy Weir.
Oh yeah, still the greatest moment of all time. The whole like camera right in front of your face and everyone was clapping.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just, like, you're
The
so
Game Awards,
really
yeah. The Game Awards, yeah.
Anxiety hit you like a truck, dude.
I didn't know what they want me to do.
Clap.
They literally just had like
Clap. But you just stood still.
these thumbnails. Jesus, works of art. We watched Avengers Endgame, Life After Game of Thrones. What other?
Did I have hair in some of those pictures?
Yeah,
Damn.
I just saw one.
That's when I was in denial and didn't want to shave.
4 years ago, episode 100, you had some hair. Or maybe, no, this might be an older photo that I used for episode 100 because we were like reflecting then. We went to BE3.
Oh
was
yeah,
cool.
the greatest.
That was one of the best events. Yeah. All
And
the
that was
alcohol.
and it was also the last one.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been to the last PSX. We've been to the last BE3. Do we have a curse?
Fuck.
Uh,
Damn, the lax packs, dude. What?
Valorant. we play. Oh, here it is.
We did streams where we're because of COVID.
Yeah, hold on. Was it this one? Episode 160. We were outside, and I think because in the thumbnail, I started wearing a mask in episode 160. That was 2 years ago.
Damn.
People were still outside, but like it was like we're starting to hear about it. And I think, is it this one? Just want to check. No, 161. We were still outside. That was 161. Valorant speculations. PlayStation 2 What? And Last of Us 2 casting call. Oh, because I think like we had just beaten it, or we're playing it, and then we were casting who should be in it. And then what is it? 162. We met in person, but the episode's called that was I think the last one we met in person.
What is it called?
162. COVID-19, Warzones, what is it good for, and PlayStation Refocus. 2 years ago.
And then we started.
164 was quarantine and animal. Like that was the beginning of our Animal Crossing streams.
So you started doing everything in Animal Crossing. We would
We met
visit
virtually.
visit each other's places.
Yeah, we go to each other's island.
You would have events in yours.
I had one event, and that was
Halloween or
no
Ren
that,
Fair.
Thanksgiving?
Ren Fair.
Ren Fair.
Because a lot of my coworkers, work was getting slow, and a lot of my coworkers like always on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's still meet up virtually. Like the whole thing was like everyone meeting virtually, hanging out still. And we were doing like our podcast virtually, but then we had a whole thing where for my coworkers where we got together on Zoom call, and then I made my island like as if it was Ren Fair.
Do you know what episode it was where we started using like this stuff rather than the
Dude, to be
H4N?
honest, I think Nintendo gave up on Animal Crossing. This is the first Animal Crossing. Besides the Mario stuff, there's no other Nintendo stuff. It's great. There's no Zelda furniture. There's no fucking Metroid furniture.
Wow.
That's a big deal, I think.
Yeah. No.
It's like fucking-
I think you're right.
What if we just haven't kept up with the updates?
No, I would have known. I would have known.
Because I didn't follow it. Like I didn't know that like they added the swimming stuff, like the diving stuff. They like revamped the museum because of the diving stuff. Like all these things that I didn't even fucking know.
I wonder if it's big elsewhere. Like you know how like some games have bigger audiences in other cultures.
Yeah, like other countries and stuff.
So okay. So it looks like episode from 164 to 177 was when we to 176. 164 to 176 we did remote podcast. 177 was when we started meeting up again. We talked about profile studies, Last of Us 2 spoiler casts, Halo showing off its Microsoft showcase.
Halo, what the fuck
That fell
happened?
Yeah.
The Forge is nice. The shit that I see in Forge. but
Yeah.
Other than that,
They just broke the game. I think one of the biggest things, in addition to everything else, like they just didn't keep pushing it the way it should be, like one of their top games.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were meeting outside still at the plaza. We had 2 Joe Rogan episodes.
one of them did well.
169.
Right.
Though yeah, Joe Rogan and Friends, OnlyFans, and DC Fandom Reaction.
That was probably because of OnlyFans. That's why I did well.
The title.
That's why.
Then, okay, so then there's as far as our YouTubes are concerned, there's a time skip. So 186 was the last one I uploaded from the older stuff. Then I uploaded 284.
Whoa.
So 100 episodes in between are missing?
The lost. I have them. I just need to go
Yeah.
through my archives.
You're
to-
fine.
You don't have to. Whatever. What's done is done.
But I want to see what they were called. There was like PS5. I think when that was like starting to get rolled out, our Hades impression, Among Us starting to blow up.
Damn, we gone through cultural events in gaming, I would say.
Yeah.
Fall Guys.
Among Us.
I think you might have brought this up. Fortnite, whatever their thing is now, where it's like a subscription.
Yeah. Battle Pass.
196. PS5 impressions and Game Award nominations was at the end of around close to episode 200. Ready Player 2, 198.
That's not even the movie. That's the fucking book.
Yeah. Did you read the whole book?
Yeah.
Oh, you read the whole book.
Yeah.
I'm still halfway through that thing. I stopped.
Oh yeah,
It's bad.
Episode 200 was the Game Awards 2020.
Damn.
2020.
How is that a thing?
50 plus episodes a year.
2020. Oh yeah, because we're in 2023. So yeah, 50.
And we've
that's
had
100.
some weeks, you know, here and there.
I thought it was 1 year, so I'm like, how the fuck is there 100
Yeah, nah.
episodes and 150?
Quick math, Steiner math.
Quick math.
Elections, that was a thing. I mean, we went through two, right? Yeah.
We went through a presidency.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
We went through a presidency.
Huge.
And a lot. Like I know it's somewhere here. I don't know where. Yeah, 174. That one we focused the whole thing on like the Black Lives Matter, the George Floyd stuff. That was a big like just cultural moment too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything going on around that period of time. That was crazy. Like COVID, everything going on. I think you had gotten COVID.
I did.
Sometime during that time.
We've all
Yeah,
got it, right?
but I'm just thinking of like the times in which we got it. You had felt it like at the beginning,
But
remember? You
officially-
were really sick.
Officially, it's only me and him. Because you still don't know for sure.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't get taste for 2 days, so I'm pretty sure I had it.
I just remember I was at work and I'm like, hey, I can't taste anything. He's like, oh, get out of here. And they made me leave. But I wasn't sick. I wasn't coughing or anything like that, but I just lost taste. And I was like, I feel like I should let this guy know. And he's like, okay, take a break. Like, go home for like a few days and see what happens.
hit you
And sure
bad,
enough,
too.
yeah. Yeah, I got pneumonia and I had trouble breathing and I don't know. I felt like I was fine. Like I had to like just fight through it. But at some point, my friends were like, "You're gonna fucking die. Like we're gonna take you to the hospital." And the doctor was just like, "Blow as hard as you can." And I couldn't. I had like no lung capacity, so I'd be like, and then I just cough like crazy.
Yeah.
And I blow for like not even a second and cough like crazy. And I'm like, this is the best I can do. He's like, all right, we got it. And they're like, yeah, you have pneumonia. Here's antibiotics and go home. And I was like, okay, I'm still fucking dying. So.
The GameStop,
Craziness.
the stock stuff.
Oh yeah.
Stonks.
Stocks. What else? We talking about NFTs a lot.
But like cultural moments.
Well, that was the upcoming
for sure.
thing.
Like this is like more towards the games. Like Animal Crossing was a cultural moment, but you didn't mention Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
We went through that, and that was a crazy positive cultural moment. in the
Positive.
game. Yeah, I think it was positive.
People
Yeah.
crowding like specific small areas.
no, I mean that wasn't an issue back then.
It was an issue in the
I tried
beginning.
to play Pokemon Go, my phone couldn't handle it.
Yeah, shit freezing up.
No,
dude.
I couldn't even download it.
Yeah,
It's so old.
On the older phones, it was an,
Oh,
it was an issue,
shit.
and at launch it
And
sucked.
Yeah.
some people give you gifts, and you just don't open them.
Never. You never open them.
Yeah, Pokemon Go, Among Us. Even though we didn't really play Among Us, that was a cultural moment. And Animal Crossing for sure. Pokemon Go, I would list number 1, second Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, number 3.
Yes.
Valorant,
Or number 1 for
You know
some.
what? I'm going back. I'm going back.
Yeah,
It's
so-
all you guys talk
Episode
about.
300.
It's all you guys talk about.
Okay. We
It's all
did
you
it.
guys talk.
We did it.
We put the man on the moon, baby.
Fucking what
Break
is
out
it?
the champagne.
In Dumb and Dumber, where he like looks at the news article, he's like, "Oh man, we put a man on the moon! Oh, it's crazy!"
Oh my god. What else? What else?
Soda Man cans.
Soda Man, yeah. I'm just thinking of also like things we've done. You mentioned Andy Weir. That was like one of our first cool like we were doing guest interviews, but it was like with friends
Right,
and
right.
stuff. And then we like I think you mentioned it as like a try. Like I forget what you gave an anecdote of like something else, but just like just try.
And we saw Andy Weir just sitting by himself,
Where?
or not Andy Weir.
That's a great.
The what is it? The Martian
Yeah, Marsh.
or
We-
Mars?
we-
Was it?
Andy Weir.
We went to a book signing after I'd done the
No,
interview.
I'm thinking of someone else that was at a convention by himself, and we asked there, and we got his deets.
PAX?
I think so. No, I think it was a convention
His
here.
deets.
details.
No, I know. I'm just thinking of who did we ask?
I don't know.
So okay,
Tommy Wiseau?
maybe let me go through it. So we did the Andy Weir one. I have to pull that up somewhere because that was I don't know. I didn't know what to ask him. I was just asking him kind of like how you had done it with some conventions. Where you're like, "What's your house? What's your, if you,
MTV. Let me see your house.
Yeah. No. I meant like, what's your like Hogwarts house?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Because you had done that with like Stanley from
I did
The
it for
Office.
everyone,
for a bunch
dude.
of
I did
folks.
that with everyone.
The LA book fairs. You would do that.
And I could make a Twitter thread. Edgar Wright, Slytherin, every celebrity.
You
pretty
should.
Yeah.
It blows up, or it doesn't.
But that was one of our first interviews, and then we went to his book signing because he was just doing Artemis, I think. And
Yeah.
so we saw him there, got to take a cool photo with him. He was a super chill guy too. We did one with when we went to PAX. We did 3. Yeah, we did 3. The guys that made the Messenger, a couple of different folks from that team.
The Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game. He took me. It was the weirdest one too because they had a fun booth, but the only place they could interview was like inside the back of their booth, which was like literally like a tool shed.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
It was curtains on all 4 ends.
you didn't see like He's like, yeah, just step in here, and it was like this wide. And he's like, just grab a seat right here. I was like, okay. And he would just sit like this on the floor with me. He's like, yeah, this is our space.
And I remember that you said that he had like a kid in there, like playing the game like
So-
by himself, like isolated.
Yeah, they had like I think friends or family, and one of them had brought their kid to try the game, and he was explaining she was shy to play it in the front with the demo with people watching, so he's like, come back here, you can sit here and play in privacy and like try out the game. He was a cool guy, and he was representing the team. He was one of the developers. It was a small team, but he's like, yeah, we added like the smallest thing, like. As soon as we were like, we should make the goose like always looking at the person, like it just added a personality to it. I was like, yeah, 100%. Like it made it like this villain, and sure enough, it became big, but in a way of like not like a Rocket League or like an Among Us big, but big like it's like, oh my god, this is a game about a goose. Like,
right.
Can you believe it? Like this is hilarious. And then the last one was the one you won that contest for, Thunderful, the publisher. We got to interview with them.
It was a downhill bike game.
Yeah,
And
they had done like the SteamWorld Dig franchise was one of the series, but they had that game too. What was that game called?
It was
Downfall?
called Down. I don't remember. Downhill bike or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I had to get down to the bottom of the mountain as fast as possible, and I think there was a technicality, so they didn't want to give it to me. But the guy was like behind me, and he's like, "I just give it to him." Like, who the fuck is gonna get like closer than that shit?
Damn.
But I think like I went over a certain thing where like it's supposed to like count as me being out of bounds and throw me back.
Well, you
but
taught
it
him
didn't.
something. He's like, well, shit, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, probably. And they were like,
So it's
you
like,
know,
we'll
since
give
it was available then, give it to them or whatever. And they gave me a shirt. We interviewed them.
We got to meet Donkey.
Donkey, yeah.
That was a funny.
That was also PAX.
That was at PAX. The same PAX.
The same PAX.
That
PAX was eventful. That first PAX.
Yeah.
That was pre-COVID.
Yeah. It's getting back. This last one, not 100%, but it was close.
I think if this time we go a day earlier to rest up.
I think this year though, like we haven't talked about it yet, but E3,
What do
we
you
should
mean?
go.
Oh, go like
Yeah.
to attend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing, what was it, last year or the year before?
So I don't know if you know, Jeff Keighley posted something about E3 actually pretty recently.
Oh, really?
At least the showcases are going to be done at the YouTube Theater in LA.
Oh,
He
shit.
rented it out, so
The YouTube theater.
there's a theater in LA called the YouTube Theater.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always thought they do stuff at the Microsoft
So
one.
yeah, it's
Okay.
so.
Yeah? Well, the thing I was always hoping was
I mean, we're not going to go into the press thing, obviously.
maybe, because
We
we've
could
been
try.
in the press. But we got accepted during the COVID years where it was low.
Getting ready for my days off.
Where, like, I was like, because we had done, I think you guys had done it before me, but then I joined as well for IndieCade. And that, like, it's just like all these, like, smaller kind of hustle events where it's like, they're not looking for necessarily the biggest folks.
Right,
They're just
right.
looking for coverage representation. So I remember you guys had gone, and then I was like, oh, I'll go too. But but I went on a different day. Like I went on the Friday. You guys went on
Yeah.
like the Sunday.
And those small events, like when you have a press badge, it means, or
They're
at
just
least
like,
like
"Let me show you
people,
my game."
yeah, people give you more of their time.
Next time we go to, if there is one, we should do like a best of like
Yeah,
having
like
any
a
trophies. Yeah.
I kind of like the pin or like something like that. That like here's your plaque or
Yeah.
like a or whatever.
Because I think that day, like games that we were interested in, at least one of those went big. So
We should do the same thing because I think we talked about it for PAX.
Yeah.
Like trying like just be like, here's our award.
yeah.
And but yeah, E3, like I remember the last few years as it was waning, we were bummed because it's always been like a fun event here if we can get into or just as a spectacle to watch. But it was also an opportunity because a lot of the bigger press people weren't covering it as closely or there
Yeah.
weren't as just many things to cover. And so those things that they wanted to cover, they're like anything. And I was like, let's step on up. And I'd done a few, like they invited us to like Discord calls to interview about the game. So I'd done a bunch of interviews there for folks. They sent previews and demos. I still have them in my Steam of like random games that cool ideas. Like again, like indie kind of stuff. So hopefully, my hope with the E3 is that we're in that circulation to then get more of it as it's coming back. Maybe. What else?
I'm just interested in it because Reed Pop.
Yeah.
It's the first one Reed Pop's doing, so I want to see what it's like. Like, is it like PAX now? Or?
Yeah, it's gonna be, and he's involved as well, Keeley, right? To some degree, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, the aside from those, there was also like the conventions. We gone to a variety of conventions, but I need to find which one was our first press one. That's what I need to look up.
I think it was WonderCon.
Really?
It was one. Of
Yeah, because I wasn't going to. Well, you were getting into them just from a streamer standpoint to like I think LA, the Kamikaze Expo, but WonderCon was the one I kept applying for like us, and they usually like they'd hit it here or there, and then now I'm just like whenever a convention's like, hey, we like DesignerCon gave us to them, and I was like, okay, cool. And like Comic-Con admitted us as that and as panelists, which was really cool last year. What other things have we done?
I wonder what their processes are. Like, do they look at like only how much content we have, or like the viewership, or something like
I
that?
think the ones that look more intently look at viewership and analytics. I think some may just do a base level of like how much stuff is out there.
Yeah, 'cause
You
I
don't
think
want
when we
someone who
did-
just has like 5 things.
I think when we did the indicate, at least that was super instantaneous. Like
Yeah.
that same day they gave us an answer, like, yeah, you guys are good to go. But like, I wonder if they just saw like, oh shit, they're on episode like 200 plus. Like, yeah, get them in here.
Yeah, it definitely varies, but I'd like to know more. I'm trying to like in learning some of the stuff for this year, because we're applying to a few other ones. I think like level up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Level Up or Level Expo? I forget. It's like a Vegas.
I think it's
one.
level up. Yeah.
PAX, we're trying again. PAX is always weird because I think we talked to Beetle. It's like they do it the very last minute. So it's like when tickets go on sale to public, it's like, what do we do?
Yeah.
So I don't know what we want to do again for this year.
I think that like we'd have to buy tickets and then
And then see if we get it.
yeah, see if we get it. But like even then, we still bought the purchase tickets, like no refund kind of thing.
Well, I mean, there's always like, I don't know if you guys remember seeing them, like right
Oh,
at the front
yeah,
gates,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably like a lot of the people are like, it's probably media that got the tickets, but they had to buy tickets to make sure that
Maybe.
they can get in.
that's
And now they're giving their regular tickets to them
yeah.
or selling them for $20 and then they sell it back for 100.
We had a few games that we got to preview. No Place for Bravery was one of them. You did one too.
Oh, yeah.
What was that one called? Titan's Soul or Titan Souls?
I don't think Titan was in it. I think it was Elder Souls.
Yeah.
Elder Souls. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah. Elder Souls. That was another one we did. Like full game reviews and then, or like early copy kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Trying to think of other stuff. Working with now collaborating with folks.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Here Comes the Nerd.
That's more of a newer thing for us.
Yeah.
I think we should collaborate with other podcasts.
Like in what way? What would the collaboration
Like
be?
bringing in a guest from another podcast. Maybe one of us have to go to them.
Yeah.
I think. I always think like, since we're in the podcast sphere, like for example, like a streaming sphere, like you want to collaborate with another streamer and then you can help. Same with podcasts. It's that same universe. Help each other boost.
Yeah. I mean, we've teased the idea of a new host, Game Overcast. We'll see if he can make an appearance. When's, by the way, I keep wondering. It's been a minute since I've asked your friend with the film.
I don't ask.
Oh, okay.
I don't ask. I mean, I don't really care. Like, to be honest, like when he tells me, but it's not up to him now. It's on the sound guy. So
It's
It's
more
done.
me being curious. Okay.
it's done. So
Yeah, he
It's the
supposedly like gave some updates to the sound guy, and he was like, yeah, there's days where he doesn't do anything towards the stuff, so it could be a while.
yeah.
Is when you mention collabs, are there people or types of podcasts that your interests lie in?
It doesn't matter.
Well, is there anyone like
should
that
be
you?
something that we do. We talk about pop culture.
Okay.
I
I didn't know
mean-
if you knew people.
Oh, no, I don't know the podcast sphere. So I mean, Zach Trap is one that.
I keep teasing because he mentioned it once, and I was like, "Let's do it."
Does he still have it? Like, is
don't
he
know.
like doing?
I tried looking for like the page, like all under the socials.
Yeah.
I don't see anything, so I don't know
Most
if it's like
people
a private.
don't get past the second podcast.
Huh?
Most people don't get past the second podcast.
Yeah.
Remember, we're better than 90-something%. We're at 300. Shit.
Should we do like restart and go back to one?
Season 2. Season 2 of the
Season
podcast.
2, episode 1.
Fortnite.
Well, let me, do you think it should just be? And this is again like I feel like open, just kind of thinking, collabing with other podcasts, or should it be collabing with content creators? Like that's
I
what
think-
I meant, like Beetle and Game Overcast.
I think in
guess
general-
more Beetle, like Beetle's more of a regular content creator than I would say Game Overcast, but like friends like that where they're in that sphere of like I'm making stuff locally.
I think in general we should collaborate more with content creators, but like focus more on podcasters once we get like friends that we know have podcasts and stuff like that, or like make friends. But like for now, because we don't, we can like kind of broaden the scope more, and then once we get more focused on, having friends with podcasts.
Okay, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. I think that'd be cool ideas. I think it's the ones we have so far. It's like we just know friends that are doing different things. It's like, what do you like? It seems like most of our collaborations are behind the scenes. Like, when you and Beetle, quote unquote, collab. It's like you're picking each other's brain about how to do the business, or
Yeah.
the strats, or what works for you, what works for him. And I think I think it's more been him trying some of the stuff you've done. Have you ever done stuff that he's done, like tried?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But then you guys go to like the meetups too, and that's been like from a streamer standpoint. So yeah, I think that's cool.
I think the next podcast expo, I don't know if there is one. Like we should go. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there is one. I don't know what it would be. But
It's like in LA, right? I think it's one of those
I don't
like
even know
it's a thing.
I don't even know what's it called. There is a podcast.
well, because like there's a lot of different events like in LA, and they like like a gun expo, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's not like hugely wide known, but like you'll see billboards for it in LA and stuff like that. And it's like
have you
it's
ever
on
seen
these
one
days.
for a podcast?
I think I have, but I can't recall the billboard for it.
I feel like it would be like just going off the top of my head. It would be under the umbrella of either a VidCon type thing or a TwitchCon type thing, where it's either they're streaming or video,
Yeah.
something, and it's like one of the many things under those is podcasting talk shows.
That's it's true. Like when you think about it, there is like no real big convention for podcasts, so it could be something that we could start.
A convention?
Yeah, like actually start a convention.
I'm pretty sure there is a podcast convention. We just don't know.
we
about
can
it.
bring a ball pit. It's just like
We don't
Yes.
know. We don't know about it, and it might not be in California. That's the thing.
yeah, because VidCon is what it is. Like that's more of like the YouTube thing, but like it's broken out from that, and it that's the closest thing to like a YouTube convention.
Yeah.
So and that started with the brothers,
The reaction.
The Farley brothers.
No, the I forgot their names.
Fine Brothers.
Paul?
No, it's
Didn't they do the reactions?
It's not the Reaction Brothers that started VidCon.
Oh, okay.
It's two Smart Brothers.
Okay.
Hank Green.
Yeah, Hank Green and I don't know what the other guy's name is.
John Green.
John
I
Green.
think is
Yeah,
his name.
those are the two that started it.
Okay.
So they still make although they don't have their hands in it anymore, they still like get proceeds or whatever brought to them.
Okay. Yeah, I think just without going too much into detail, some of the things I'm learning with like us looking into doing more of the panel type stuff is maybe it's not just us, maybe it's us with other people on a panel in a similar kind of like how you're saying, like a similar space, similar focuses, goals. And I think that is an opportunity to then like build more collaborations with those folks. So it's always curious about that. So what else besides what we're doing and what we're looking at and what we've done? What do you guys want to see do more of, or see this more of, or less of, or go in a direction? Like, is there anything in particular that comes to mind, or like you hope for us? Like you mentioned, like E3. Like if we get into that, that'd be cool. Like in a more established way. Does anything come to mind?
I just want to be able to use the podcast to get into more shit. And hopefully
Changed man, dude. From the very first goals that you had. Holy shit.
what were my first goals?
Make money. He's like, make money. You're like,
Uh,
make money.
Okay, so I don't see the podcast ever making money, so no, I'm just kidding.
It's a changed
Um,
man.
But like hopefully in turn, like with us having like a bigger reputation from getting into more things, we get like more listeners in general.
Well, this is not. Well, are we doing goals or what
No,
we
just
should do
like
more?
kind of like what we should
Because
more of.
there was two different things.
Okay.
Well, what we should do more is I want to see like TikTok clips. Like he's like, did you know that in Marvel, Iron Man wasn't like those guys? Did you see
Yeah.
podcast clips? Have some more podcast clips on TikTok.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to be consistent, but
We can set it up, and just like instead of that, we have like
A better format.
well, no, like I mean, like when we record only for that, and so you use like one
I
shot
mean,
of
we
each.
did do it a little bit. you
shorts?
did, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, I mean, just like the shorts, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, cause the ones that like we see on TikTok has like different camera angles, and it's only that camera
Right.
angle. So like we have one where we record each one's face, and then you cut it together real quick
So
of
it
like
looks more
us,
like
yeah.
Then I guess if there's nothing else, let's go to the goals. What are you want to start us off on that?
More money.
Well, I came in, my original goal was to entertain. I remember that. Same goal. I mean, this is always with streaming and with podcasting or just content creation, YouTube. The goal is, it doesn't have to be a lot, but be self-sustaining. Make monetary, so I don't have to, this could be the primary job. We're just content creation in general. That's the goal. Maybe, yeah. I'm actually pretty surprised that like I was looking at the analytics. I was like, holy shit, it's like pretty. I'm not gonna say the number. There's a pretty decent amount of downloads. I was like, damn. And it's weird. I don't want to call this person out. There's a lot of downloads from this one country. I'm like, damn, who the hell is listening from there? I'm trying to figure out who the hell.
Maybe they're trying to learn a different language.
Yeah, it was surprising. Like, because I remember when we were in SoundCloud, we were just only getting a certain amount.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty surprised by the downloads. Yeah. Keep listening. Thank you. I don't call out the lurkers, but I'm calling out the lurkers.
Yeah, funny enough, you mentioned the lurkers. I had a friend. I told you guys they were like asking for commands, and they wanted a lurk command.
Yeah.
And so I made a regular alert command, and I made a special one for them. And I'll call them out now. It was Here Comes the Nerd. I was like, this one's Here Comes the Nerd lurk. and it was a sound command, and it was the loudest sound. It was the one where it's like, ah, why are you running? Why are you running? They're like, good God, no. And I'm like, okay, I'll fix it. It won't be a sound. And I literally just transcribed that audio, and I made it into a text-based command whenever they. I was like, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't like we wanted. I think one of the things in doing the Twitch side of it, as opposed to just audio and the YouTube, is we want to open it up if anyone ever wants to watch live or could join in the conversation, but never feel like there's never an obligation to, like, if you just enjoy listening in. I think one of the earlier times, Keith and another friend of ours had shared with me at least some feedback where it was like they were our friends, or they've been our friends, and when we used to hang out more in person, it was as if he's just like hanging out with us. Like that was the fourth seat kind of thing. And so I think that's just as appropriate and cool. Like there's never offer like you have to be a certain way with this stuff. So, but did you have any goals, Vargas? Specific or broad or
Goals? It's not like a goal, but like I'd like for us to be like have more of a direction. I feel like we're too general.
Okay.
Like when we bring a topic, each one of us, like one's about movies, one's about games, one's about music or something. And I feel like it's too broad of a thing. Like we have to focus it more into like one topic. Not to say like it's always like that, but I think like one day, one record should be like all about the game. And then if we do like the next recording next week, that one can be about movies and stuff like that. But like have those specific topics be pretty focused and stuff like that.
Is there anything in specific you want to focus in on?
No, not like in general, no, but like not that it's not that we're too generalized, but I think like each episode is too generalized. So like there's not enough of one topic where like I don't know, I just feel like 2 hours of just three guys talking about things is not as good as like three guys talking about one specific thing for just that one episode. So then each episode's titled so that they know like, okay, this one's going to be about a game, general games and stuff like that. And they know like, okay, this one I want to watch. And they can watch more of a
versus clicking the video and picking the topic.
Yeah, exactly. But again, like I don't know how people listen to topics. Like, I don't know if like they love to like have a generalized topic and they just go like, okay, I'm just going to listen to, 2 hours or not 2 hours, but like 1 hour into the episode for 30 minutes because that's the topic that I want to listen to, versus like a more centralized topic on an episode.
Okay. What do you think, Jay? Do you have any thoughts?
I personally don't like to listen to long podcasts.
Yeah.
That's just my preference. I don't even listen to podcasts anymore, to be honest. But I used to.
But if you were, you prefer shorter?
I liked the way shit. Should I say their name? NPR Cultural Happy Hour does it. It's 1 hour. It's a happy hour. It's just 1 hour. And I think it's one topic, but the section that I like about their podcast is at the very end. They go, "What made you smile this week?" And I was like, "Fuck, and they'll talk about a specific, like it's an internet meme or it's a fucking show that they watch or a book.
But they have like completely different, like not hosts, but like
no, they have the same hosts.
Not hosts, but doesn't someone join the podcast every time? Someone different?
Maybe, I think so.
So there's always someone new to give a fresh thing. Because like if we did this, like what makes you happy for fucking 300 episodes, we'd run out of ideas. What the fuck didn't make you happy?
Is
Not
that
really.
Like what makes you happy that week?
Yeah, that week.
Nothing makes you happy?
Reborn
Nothing.
Rich. Like, I watched that one episode. That was pretty cool.
Never happy. I never smile.
It could be like it'd be an internet meme, like a TikTok. I saw that. I saw the Last Bosses dancing to that. Man, that shit made me happy. It was fun.
That's pretty funny.
I think we could I'm trying to think of one idea.
But people are different. There's people that love listening to long podcasts.
Yeah, I know.
Personally, am not that.
But I feel like similar to like the way TikTok is, where like people prefer like bite-sized information, but like that's directly related to what they want to know, rather than like a 3-minute fucking video of just like random shit, But like it's not to say that there is an audience for that, but I feel like a more focused direction like a 15-minute video or a 15-second video has like a bigger audience pool than like the 3-minute generalized information. That's not going to have a bigger audience pool.
I think you got a good point. I would say my thought on that isn't so much to taking aside what you said about having a focused episode, like that's a separate thing. The length that you guys are talking about, I look at it as like almost like a stream. It's like, let's do whatever length we go, and from that extract the parts and make those, like the shorts do well, like you said, like those do well because they're bites, they're focused,
right.
They're the thing. And then the other thing I was realizing was like a lot of like, granted these are notable folks that are on the upper echelon, like the Tom Segura's, the Joe Rogans. There's the 6 or 7 minute clips about one thing.
Right.
They're not shorts, but they're also not the full length episode.
Right.
And it's like it's like you can take one piece of content and make it into however many other.
Yeah.
I think that's easier to do than to be like, let's do this one.
Yeah.
Let's do that one. I don't know. Maybe it's worth experimenting.
No, I agree with you. Like,
experimenting is always, I think, a good thing we should try.
I just feel like more of the content we should put out should be more focused. So if it's the episodes stay the same, but we like cut portions to focus on that, I think that's just as good as focusing.
Making it
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I think what this is telling me too, and this has been a goal. I think my goal has been taunting people about this. We have a 5-star podcast, and part of the reason we have a 5-star podcast is because of the quantity of reviews we have. I'd love for more feedback to know whether people like longer, shorter, whatever things. Like that's been my.
I think it's crazy to have a 5-star podcast and for that same review,
300
for that same review to tell us like we cuss a little too much.
It's because despite that, we're still flawless. I was telling my mom, I'm like that, like, because my brother and I were talking to my folks about like, yeah, I just got to fill out a tax form. I'm starting to do Twitch stuff. And she's like, do you cuss on your stream? Because if you don't, I could tell my lady friends, I'm like, they won't watch my stream anyway. I'm not looking for that audience.
As you find
Just
out
say you
from
can't
Here
cuss
Comes
on
the Nerd.
YouTube because of the fucking new rules.
Yeah.
You know, Boogie got demonetized all his videos
Really?
because of cussing. There's no more cussing on violence and cussing. So a lot of gaming streamers or video game content creators.
Boogie has
Wait,
a lot.
real violence or any violence? Like even
Video game
violence?
violence.
So then how do they do?
Streams are getting
Welcome
demonetized.
to the new TOS.
Back away from YouTube. It's Twitch is the new.
That's why when I was doing the jump rope stream
Yeah.
or jump rope, I was cussing. I was like, "Fuck, wait, I can't cuss. I can't cuss."
Wait, can you bleep out cusses?
Yeah,
Does that
yeah,
work?
he can.
Just become a.
He'd have to
so
find out every section that he cussed.
feedback is something I want more of. In all forms, I don't care what it is, whether it's like branding, whether like it can be about any aspect of it. I take it as like I look at it. A lot of the things we've done successfully as like great moments, but I'm not without saying that we've gone through like we've kind of like done our we've gone through our own bits of like, yeah, we're doing this, we're outside, we're this quality. There's a lot of things that could always improve, but
Yeah.
there's only so many hours in the day, only so many things to do.
Oh yeah, another thing. One of these days, let's upgrade these.
Mics.
That's why he doesn't listen anymore. Our first guest.
Our current quality? Really? I'd love to see that review on the podcast. That's great.
I think. Well,
Really?
friends are like too nice to say put stuff up.
I agree. I think like they'll tell you like, oh, it's working, but they won't tell you exactly what they think. They'll always give you the
think
positives.
Except my friend that passed away, he would have been brutally honest.
I have friends that either feel indifferent, they're like, yeah, good job,
Yeah.
or they've been very honest.
The indifference is because they're being nice.
But then the other ones are very honest. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't care for what you guys I don't know any. Like the thing is though, they're not in the space. The ones that
Right,
are
right.
honest are not in these spaces. They're like, I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Right,
so,
right.
The gleebity goop, gobbity bleep.
Yeah, like I had one family member listen and she's like, yeah, I had no idea what they're fucking were talking about.
Okay. Those were some goals. Yeah, feedback.
See, if that's the problem, There's only like a couple reasons why people listen or watch content create or just content in general. It's because it's educational or it's entertaining. And so like if they don't, that's the problem. If like something doesn't make any sense, you need to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like for example, like Markiplier,
Mm-hmm.
he has a podcast that they talk about. He doesn't know sports, but they make it educational.
Right.
So if that's the problem, we need
like that's a focus topic. Like this, it's like he doesn't know sports and they teach about sports.
we need to.
Yeah, I think you're right. I want to look. Yeah, we should look at both. Because I'm thinking still in the vein of the clipping part.
Yeah.
To like to highlight, because like when you come into a 2-hour plus thing,
Right.
there you're in the thick of whatever you're talking about. It's hard to like have an entry point into that. On a surface level. So then there's do we make that just entry point easier per episode, or I should say both. It could be both. Do we make it where it's both more approachable, but also we have these clips that like really point out certain aspects that like. I think those either or both of those could be done.
I agree. And I think you've done this before, but you might have stopped. Because for the feedback, we should have an email. Because like the thing is, the rating system, there's different places they can rate us,
Well, I haven't. The thing is, there's a lot that.
Well,
there's a lot to do on this thing.
I don't mean like telling people, like we don't have to specifically mention it, but like I think in every description,
a call to action.
yeah, but like in every description, just have like a specific email. I think we have one for them to put feedback and just put the email and then feedback/suggestion. That's it.
But I think at the same time, most people don't.
I know. They don't like really
That's
care.
one of the reasons why I like doing YouTube reactions. I get a lot of fucking
As a
comments.
comment, yeah.
It's a lot.
Engagement.
But what I mean is like we have it on different platforms, so there's no location for them to put like specifically where we can see it. I know you keep an eye on for the podcast or the Apple one, but like there's a Spotify one, there's a Google one.
There is.
I think that they can see like.
I know there's Google. I didn't know Spotify had one.
I think there might be one.
Yeah. I don't. And there's even other ones I don't
Yeah, like
follow.
there's Stitcher.
I just want it out
I don't even
there.
know if it lets
Yeah.
it.
I'm just like, is it out there? Cool. But like just for people to know, so they're like, oh, 300 episodes. They're just we're talking and stuff. There's the things that go on that people don't see, and I'm just I jotted down just some rough notes of what that involves for 300 episodes. And granted, this wasn't always the case because we would just literally go to that room. We would eat food. Like, we would go to the place where there was just all the best dining.
Blood oranges.
I'll never forget that
pens,
smell. The service.
Guys in pajamas.
Pens, yeah. That one guy was, like, looking through the camera mic or eyepiece one. But, like, nowadays, like, since being in this setup, it's been, like, submitting to panels, reaching out to people for the connections of the splitting of the panels, setting up sponsorship stuff with the Podcorn, and just like with friends that Here Comes the Nerd. Then there's planning an episode, which is like we're talking about topics, setting up, specials that we're doing, organizing the time for us to do that. All three of us have day jobs, so people know we're not like full time in any capacity or anything. So there's the setting up of the times and doing that, the setting up of all this stream. This is in a living space, so it's like the microphones, the laptop, the camera that gets
needs to be put away.
We have a 3-camera setup, the mixer and everything. Editing these episodes, so there's the audio editing, which is now pretty streamlined. There's the YouTube, which is like getting it on there, not even editing it, but like throwing the video and putting tags in a description and timestamps.
Yeah.
A thumbnail. We're talking about shorts and clips, publishing it on those platforms, and then promote. The idea of doing any kind of promoting of this. That's a lot. So, just for viewers to also understand, like we do this for fun. We do this on the side.
Yeah.
We do this. There's a lot. So, 300 episodes.
300. Here's to 300 more.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how far do you see? Do you have what do you guys see? trajectory? Like, is there a number you want to hit, or do you want to go to the end, or is it, how like Tarantino had mentioned before, where he was like, 10's a good number. I want to do 10 films. Has that, or is it just been like, let's do this?
We superseded 10 a long time ago. No, I was kidding.
I don't know. I'm just curious. Does that thought?
I don't know. It's weird because like even though like episode 400 is a year out, or like 400 is 2 years out, it feels like, dude, that's a long time from now. But
should we make it like daily DLC?
I feel like that shit would come so fast. Like next thing you know, we're like, damn, we're close to we're 350, almost 400. And then boom, we're like, oh shit, we're like 389, we're almost 400, and
here's another Game Awards. Here's another whenever we get to those times a year, it feels like a blur because I don't even think of topics. I'm like, they're just feed us whatever the next big announcement we'll talk about, or a movie or something.
So I don't have any like specific time that I think it's gonna stop, but I'm ready to be replaced by AI. So yeah.
What about a jar?
Megan?
yeah. As long as he dances.
Like a Futurama, just put my head in a jar and
like
keep
a
talking
Marmalade.
about keep talking about the podcast in a jar. That's fine.
So you have nothing specific?
No, nothing specific.
How do you feel?
This is towards goals, actually. I want to be like
Mike.
No, Snow Bike Mike. No, I want to be in that same vein. I kind of want to be like kind of funny, like be on that stratosphere.
Fuck.
Like, damn.
In terms of their length, or in terms of like their growth and
Their
growth, length.
Well, their length are what, like an hour long or shorter?
Well,
or
no,
longer?
I meant
lifespan.
like
Oh,
that's what I was
gotcha.
thinking. Longevity of going.
Yeah, I want to be
Like Mike.
like X Play, but like a better version of X Play, like the best version. Like, damn, if I want to know about games or video games or pop culture, let's listen to the weekly DLC. That part.
So, in that vein, you're not thinking like of a number. You're thinking like let's
go forever
until we reach that, and then you reach that
until we become AI, so we can do it forever.
We should.
I'm going to work. You guys record the episode.
We should hire interns, not pay them anything.
Mods?
No, mods are $50,000 a year.
Samus will run an episode.
Yeah, have Samus.
The go-to stop for video game news, pop culture news.
Okay.
That'd be cool, but I still think we're too general.
If we could get Straw Hat Goofy, reach out to him.
Why not? That's every time I think of these things, or you bring it up or something, I'm always like, why not?
We get them before they're too big, so they can
big.
be. I know,
He
but
meant
like
Coogler.
what I meant like is smaller. Well, I don't think he knows that he's big. Like he's gotten up there, but I don't think he feels like he still has that pull.
I think he's got the hunger though.
Probably.
So I think that means he's not hit his peak yet.
But that hunger could mean like he's willing to like hit anything. Like you ask him, and he's willing to we'll do it.
We could have asked
Kanye,
King Vader.
Yeah,
that part.
There's the other guy. He does a variety of skits. Not King Vader.
Leonard Young.
Huh?
Leonard Young.
Yeah.
He has like a hair like that.
Yeah.
The Apex skits.
No, wait, not Apex skits. He's done like a lot of anime, kind of like anime DBZ clips, where he's like,
he has glasses.
No glasses. Black kid. He'll be like, if Naruto was in the hood, and he's like, yo, Sasuke, get it. Or like when you realize you're not the main character of an anime, and like he's like saying, he's like, yo, we're about to get this guy.
I know you're talking about, but I can't remember.
And then the other guy starts like going way crazy. And he's like, what the fuck? What the? He gets like super like, wait, I'm not. The shit, and then he starts. It's like skits like that.
Yeah. I know you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
Leonard Young does he does Apex where like they landed. Shoot. All right, we're engaging someone. I got no gun. I got no gun. He's like going through his like closet. Wait a minute, I got no gun, guys.
Okay, but yeah, why not? Like I always think. Maybe we'll get Kanye. Maybe we'll get Lunaria. Maybe.
Would you want to do one with?
Honestly, I the only thing I would want to ask Kanye is like some random question like, which Final Fantasy is your favorite? Final
Yeah,
Fantasy?
I would ask him video.
And then he would
Who's-
break out of the question
Yeah,
and say
he will.
his own thing, but then we just bleep it
But
out.
I didn't ask him.
We
that,
just
so
bleep out everything. Just beep, 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 beep.
I would use it as a hook. I would be like, "Who's your favorite Final Fantasy character?" And he's about to answer it before he goes on his tangent.
cut it?
Find out in the episode. Don't even
the
have.
very
doesn't even
first
get brought up.
question I would ask him is, "What happened to TurboGrafx 16?" He was supposed to name an album called TurboGrafx 16, never released one.
I would honestly, I would ask him that question of something in the vein of like a game question, and then I would be like, "What do you think of this rap?" And I would play a Bone Dark rap.
He would give you an honest answer.
I mean, he
Yeah,
might put it in
and that's
his,
what I would want.
I mean, he might put it in a song. Remember, he put that.
100%. Bone Dark is the best. I'm giving a special shout out to Bone Dark.
And then you get Bondi signed.
I call Bone Dark Bonye.
Bonye. That's the new name.
Bonye. I want it to be stories where it's like Jamie Foxx talking about Kanye coming up, and it's like, Bone Dark, you're the next performing artist.
Bone Dark, meet us at PAX next week, next year.
Next week.
Next week.
Next year, yeah.
Next
Oh,
week,
this
next
year.
year.
This year.
This year.
Cool. Guys, I think we hit everything, everywhere, all at once. You see that reference, Harry?
We can recommend that movie. All three of us.
Is there anything you want to end on? Final notes, comments, closing thoughts?
I hope that we keep going strong.
300. Long time. Very, very, very long time. To be honest, dude, there's some times where I'm like, man, I don't know if we did this topic before. I'm pretty sure there are duplicate topics.
Yeah,
somewhere.
at this point we're allowing duplicate. I think before we
I thought
were like
did a long
checking.
time ago.
Yeah. So I
Check
meant
out
we
the
were
surplus.
checking like, okay, we already did this topic, but I'm like, dude, our thoughts change, so like it should be
Well,
fine.
one, the thoughts change, and I think two, to me, is now becoming the more important thing. Is like, why are you thinking about that now?
Yeah.
Because I think you're thinking about it for a different reason.
Right.
And let's talk about the reason behind it. Like that might be your bullet point of
Yeah.
a topic, but what we end up going into might be like something
Yeah.
added on.
Later this year, like probably Animal Crossing might become a topic again.
I'm sure we'll talk about NFTs again some point in the future.
For sure, Bitcoin.
AI, for sure.
I almost got my friend to believe that I thought when he donated bits to me, or he cheered me with bits, that I thought it was Bitcoin. Because I started to run the numbers on stream, like, dude, you just donated $300,000 to me. Give me 20 bits. And he's like,
Got
yeah,
him.
dude, don't spend. I was like, dude, I can quit my job now. So, any other? You said
Thank you to all the listeners.
Yeah.
I don't like to call it the lurkers, but thank you.
Thank you. Always appreciated. We're looking for more collabs, more fun. I'm looking to have more fun. Where can people find you guys?
They can find me everywhere online. Cold Marmalade.
Doing jump rope at the last bosses everywhere. I'm Daredevil.
You can find me at Cujo Prime everywhere. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. What I want to make a big thing, like as we do, this is kind of like an extra goal, and it kind of ties into our ending. I want more people to do the ending with us. I don't care. I am perfectly okay if that ever changes, if we don't have that as our outro. But I want, when we do like a special or like a panel or something, I want that to be like, all right, guys, you guys ready to be a part of this? We do the thing.
I just want people that are what?
Dude, we were sold out. What are you talking about? Packed house. It was a packed house.
Shit.
We don't get all of them. We get the passionate ones that come. But thank you all for joining us. This has been episode 300. And until next time, Will.
DLC.
You later.